Oh my goodness, Ivan LaCroix. The moment folks have been waiting for.
We're live. Hi. Welcome to DIY Detail. And today we're here to celebrate a new friend within the detailing community, and that is Incredible Suds Type Two. You heard us right. Incredible Suds Type 2.
Wait, I thought it was
Same.
disappearing on my background. I'm sorry, Ivan. It kind
Yeah.
of is. But keep
Yeah.
going.
So, same great, incredible foaming, better cleaning, slicker, and much thinner. Not to mention easier to rinse off. So,
Let's talk about Incredible Suds because we started this company. It went live 3 years ago. It's hard to believe now.
yeah.
And Incredible Suds was like, I think, one of the crown jewels in our lineup. Like, from the get go, it was kind of the car soap that everyone wanted. I mean, it was
Right.
so luxuriously thick. It cleaned so well. It's been 3 years, though, and we got a lot of feedback along the way.
Right. And that feedback was 100%. We love the soap. It's too thick. And getting it thinner was a lot of work. And it took us a good 2 years of R&D to get it to the same point that we have as much foam as before, better cleaning, better slickness, and better rinse off. Because we didn't want to just say, oh, we thinned it up and that's it. We're done. We're good. No. If we're going to reformulate, we might as well do something better. And one of the things that, excuse me, I found with Incredible Suds, it rinsed off extremely well, but along the way, I saw some other soaps that rinsed off a little better. So that was one thing that I wanted to touch on. We also wanted to get it a little more punch, and that little more punch comes down to not needing a pre-soak foam, and then not needing a bucket foam, and not needing it. Really disparages me when I see people using 3 or 4 different foams to wash a car. I know it's fun. I get it. But at the same time, not everyone has 3 foam cannons. Not everyone has the time and the willingness to buy 3 different products to do the job.
I would argue it's kind of fun, but it's not like extra time could be fun, but I don't know. Again, I don't have the perfect garage setup, and I just increased my mic level. And thanks to Mike Kaufman and a couple other folks in the chat who were saying my mic was low. We love you guys. Becca Green said mic is
Thank you.
quiet. Thank you for helping us try to help you. By the time you set everything up and you get your foam cannon and you foam it and you rinse it and you foam it again, like this just takes time. I mean,
Yeah.
so I think we talk about people like the Zen and they like the time away, but there's sometimes when I just want to wash my car, have like maybe an hour
Yeah.
fun. I don't want it to take 2 hours.
Right. And that's where the formulation comes in. We have a foam or we have a soap that dilution in the foam cannon is 1 ounce to 32 or 31 ounces. So 30 to 1, roughly, we'll say. In your wash bucket, 1,000 to 1. A cap full is all you need for 4 gallons of water. And even that is going to give you super thick foam in your wash bucket. And that's it. You don't need to use a different soap. It's got a pH of 8.5, so it's close. It's almost out of neutral. Neutral range is 6 to 9, so it's 8.5. But that 8.5 does more work than some things at pH 12. So that is something you need to take into consideration. pH isn't the only scale you should be looking at. There are other things involved in formulating. So
So
what are
pardon
you
my
trying to
green
show there?
screen here. This is going to look a little weird. It says T2 here, so that's one
Yeah.
thing you'll notice different. But a lot of people are asking in the chat, like, how do I know what bottle I'm getting, Ivan? Let's tell them right now. We have a Labor Day sale going on where
Right.
where our Incredible Suds is 20% off, but
But so the type 1 is 20% off. The new one is not. So that way, that's one way of differentiating. And trust me, the day that we're out of type 1 Incredible Suds, it will be gone from the website. So for now, you'll have to read the description, make sure you're getting the one that you want.
and look, we have it kind of like priced to move, but it's also our Labor Day sale. I don't
Right.
remember a sale being this robust, and the sales numbers have been robust. I mean, like,
Yeah.
you can get our cord-free polisher for 20% off. You can get a Quiver foam cannon. You can get yourself a bottle of Type 1 Incredible Suds, a gallon of this. Like, everything's 20% off, and our coatings are 30% off. So people might be like, well, why aren't you putting Incredible Suds, your new Incredible Suds Type 2 for on sale right now? Everything else is on sale. And we
Right.
encourage you to buy up our existing stock of Incredible Suds V1,
Yeah.
Type 1, sorry. Anyway, it's why would someone get this, Ivan? Why would they get Type 2 Incredible Suds? What are they going to notice out there?
what they're going to notice, like I said, a little better rinse off, same luxurious foam, same fragrance as well. So the grape is still there. No need to
I
worry.
love it. Love the grape.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, I'm not a fan of the grape smell, but nonetheless, I know a lot of people enjoy it. So that's why it's still there. But there's no reason if you have type 1 Incredible Suds, honestly, there's no reason for you to go out and say, "Oh, I'm going to get rid of it and buy the new stuff." No, it's still a great soap. You don't need to rush out and buy the new one. It's not a necessity. Now, if you're one of these experimenters that likes to have every soap known to man or every detailing product known to man, by all means, it's there for you today. But in the meantime, the Type 1 Incredible Suds, like Nick mentioned, is 20% off.
If you want a real show and tell on this, we have one coming on Sunday. Of course, we have our
Yeah.
weekly videos that drop every week, 4 times a week: Sunday,
Yep.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Same bat channel, same bat time, whatever the old saying was. Sunday, we do a real show and tell on this, Ivan. But one thing that folks are going to notice is when they're dipping the Incredible Suds, it's not going to stick all over your cap and drip. And then
No.
you have to figure out, talk about that, because that was the feedback we got from guys like, Cars with Keeve and influencers and detailers
Yeah.
out there. It was great on the paint, but it was so thick as you poured it out of the bottle.
Yeah, and that is something. So before we actually launched Type 1 of Incredible Suds, we put it through a focus group, and everyone said, "We love the thickness. A thick soap is so nice to use. A thick soap is incredible." That's why we launched it that way. And then I don't know where we got this group of testers, but they seem to get the public's perception wrong. But anyways, that being said, now we have a thin down version. It's not as thin as water. Trust me, it's still got some body to it. Still has some thickness.
Oh, it has
We
some
made
body
it.
in here.
Yeah, but you'll see how it comes off the bottle rather quickly. It follows the
Exactly.
bottle faster. Yeah.
Yeah.
And finally, the label is adjusted as well. So it says 1 ounce for a foam cannon and 1 capful for a little further, Nick.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
On the phone, I can't read it. Maybe someone
Fill
on
your
the screen.
foam cannon with 31 ounce of water and 1 ounce of Incredible Suds. Mix thoroughly.
Yeah.
Adjust soap water mixture to achieve the desired effect. We then has a panel impact ratio on there, Ivan.
Yes.
0.3%.
So far,
What is that all about?
so it 0.3%, meaning that if your panel impact ratio, once you've excuse me, done the calculation with your foam cannon and all of that, and you know what your panel impact ratio is, then it's very easy to calculate and go for it. So
All right,
it's 1/3 of 1%.
Folks are saying I need to increase my volume even more, so I'm going like this. Hope that sounds good. 23 do the do said louder, son. So I'm working on it.
Yeah.
All right, and so here's the deal. We've got an amazing sale going on right now. So you don't even have to get Incredible Suds Type 2. 30% off ceramic coatings, 20% off site-wide. We even have this awesome Labor Day bundle. Wild deal. You're going to get a cotton candy wash mitt, drip catcher, the magic buffer towel, Incredible Suds Type 1, twist towel, waterless wash. So go to detailing kits on DIYdetail.com right now. Ivan, what's the deal with this Labor Day sale? We've never gone this crazy for Labor Day before.
No, we haven't gone this crazy, and we thought, oh, what the heck? We're having a good year. Everyone's happy. Let's let everyone participate. And speaking
Does
of
anyone mind it when we offer sales, by the way? Is anyone mad at us out there?
I've never had anyone complain.
No.
That being said, we're also here to answer your questions. So if you have any detailing questions, put them below. Sam is in the background, our customer service rep extraordinaire, and he's lining them up. And then when we're ready to go to answer questions, he'll fire them off at us.
Yeah, but you can get this Labor Day bundle sale for under $100, $84.99. And you're getting just all kinds of, the waterless wash is great for your door jams and touch-ups, Incredible Suds for the foam cannon, the great towel package. Maybe you haven't pulled the trigger on the magic buffer or the drip catcher before. The Cotton Candy Dream wash mitt is great. It is going out of stock as soon as we sell out of it, so enjoy it while it lasts. I do like the Incredible wash mitt, but the Cotton Candy wash mitt, again, was like part of that initial run when we started the company, and it holds a place in my heart.
Yeah, for you really liked it. For me, it was meh. But no, it's a good mitt.
I'm actually more of a rinseless convert 3 years later than I was 3 years ago. I mean, it just comes down to time.
Yep, it sure does.
All right, let's start doing some questions, Sam.
Yep. So, go for it, our friend Sam.
All right, Sam's going to put a question. Nip Cow Disc says, this could be interesting. Change in surfactants and or their concentrations, or maybe a synergist added. Speculation can be fun.
So actually, pretty much all three. So change in surfactants. Yes, we have new surfactants. We have a higher concentration of some surfactants, a lower concentration of others, just to get a little more cleaning power out of it. And a synergist. No, we don't have a synergist. All our stuff is synergetic. It works all well together. So next.
Next question. Announcing Incredible Suds Type 2. We have a new surfactant you mentioned, right? A new surfactant in the formula?
Yeah, we actually have two new surfactants, and one was added. One we've added two, taken one away. So we have a little more different surfactant package.
People know Incredible Suds. They love it. Trust us. The stuff you love about it hasn't gone away. Evil Code Monkey says Incredible Suds T2 included in the sale.
No.
It's the only thing on our website that's not on sale right now.
Pretty much, yeah.
But, so get it if you want it. No need if you don't. Is the pH higher, says Rosmarin?
No, still 8.5.
Just in the pH neutral range, right? What is pH neutral exactly? 7? Do we
pH
overthink
neutral
the
exactly
pH?
is 7, and 5.9 to 8.9 is technically, or 6 to 8.9, sorry, is technically the neutral range, depending on who you talk to.
All right, and I do think that sometimes we overthink the pH, but that's another conversation. Isaac Hesiquio says, is Type 2 going to be available in a gallon option?
Of course. I think it's available now, for that matter.
I think it should be. I'm gonna have you read the next question that comes up. I'm gonna make sure we've got that here on our website, or I can read it to you when we get the next one up here.
Yeah, I can't see. So
okay, 23 Do the Do says, is Type 2 on Thor?
I don't believe it is yet.
All right, so we've got the gallon available on our website right now, and it will just say Incredible Suds T2 on the website. Very clear.
Right.
We've got 16 ounces and gallon available on DIYdetail.com right now. We
Right.
did just have a little Slack meeting where we talked about, okay, we're announcing T2, but we have a million wonderful distributors, right? And
Yes.
I wanted to clarify that we have other distributors that are going to be carrying Incredible Suds T2, and here's the list. T2 Incredible Suds will be available soon at JF Detailing Supply in Puerto Rico, Detailed Image, TOC in Canada, and then Austria, DIYdetailing.eu. Am I right on that, Ivan?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. So that's going to be soon. It just depends on how long these shipping.
Yeah, and all the others will eventually get it, but those are the ones that pre-ordered. So with that, let's go on to another question.
Next question, Sam. Martin Leclerc says, how do I say
Leclerc.
that?
Martin Leclerc.
Okay. Is the dilution ratio for the foam pump like the IK Foam Pro 2?
So for the IK Foam Pro 2, first of all, it depends what tip you have in it, and it's something you want to experiment with. I would start with 1 gallon of water and a cap full. That's it. If you need more foam out of it, add a little more. But really, that should be more than enough.
It's different in a foam cannon versus a Foam Pro 2, right, Ivan?
Oh, the Foam Pro 2 is the small one. Sorry, I'm thinking the Foam Pro 12. So the foam, yeah, it's different in a foam cannon. So the Foam Pro 2, that's the small one. 1 liter of water and maybe half a cap full at the most. Try that first. See how you like the foam, and then adjust either down or up depending on where you want to go.
If you're in one of the places that we mentioned, you look for Incredible Suds Type 2. If we didn't name a distributor that you're used to buying from and you're not, right here in the U.S., ask your distributor. Say, hey, I want that Type 2. Because when you start asking, that's when they order from us. That's
well, not only that, some of them have a good size inventory of Type 1. So, of course, they'll want to sell Type 1 before they sell Type 2. But once again, don't rush out and say, I need Type 2 today if you still have Type 1. It's still a great thing. And one little thing I like to bring up that some people have asked, why are we calling our second, third iterations type instead of version? Because version seems to be what some people are saying in the industry. When we actually looked at a dictionary and a thesaurus, type is a better understanding of what we're doing. Secondly, in the automotive world, you have types or generations of vehicle. You don't have versions. So, I think I drive I used to drive a Type 6 Golf. So, that is what we're going for. So it's just we want to be more aligned with the automotive world.
All right. Makes sense. On to the next question, por favor. Thank you, Sam. Mike W says, what would you use suds in 32-ounce spray bottle for instead of APC or rinseless?
Yeah, you could. Now instead of rinseless, no, because you're going to get sudsing, and it requires rinsing to get it off. The surfactants that are in it, not just one of them, but all of them that require rinsing. So not a good idea to use it as a rinseless, but to use it as a pre-soak, a pre-treat, yes, it actually does a good job at that.
Yeah, you wouldn't just want Incredible Suds in like a spray bottle and like, oh, I have a bug gut on there. I'm just gonna spray and wipe. It'll leave a little bit of a residue there. That again,
Yeah,
the whole design here is we just rinse this off, and
right.
that's how we tell you to do it. And it's not that it's wrong. It's just that's what our soap does. All right, thank you, Mike W. On to the next one, and of course in the chat, Sam's letting you know what's going on with our Labor Day kit. Martin Rodriguez says pluses and minuses of placing ceramic products in the refrigerator or freezer.
Oh, big minuses. So at least with our products, find out what the manufacturer of your coating tells you to do. But in our case, and in many cases, what happens is when you put it in the freezer, not much. It's going to be there. When you take it out of the freezer, you're creating condensation. Most coatings are humidity cured. You're creating condensation in the bottle. That condensation starts curing it as soon as you're taking it out of the fridge or freezer because of that. They're designed to be shelf stable. They're designed to be at room temperature. So don't freeze them, don't heat them up.
That's great advice because it might make sense for folks out there to put it in the fridge or
Yeah.
freezer. So now you've heard from Ivan as to why that's not a good idea. Thank you, Martin, for that question. As I continue to talk, as I try to bridge between this question and the next, trying to do my radio announcer voice, Ivan.
There you
Stackers12
go.
says, guys, I've had an issue with my rinseless sponge, disintegrating or falling apart. Is there something I'm doing wrong? Is drying it by pressing it with a towel bad for it? Stackers, the first thing I would ask you is, have you had it interact with water spot remover? Ivan, you take it away from there.
Yeah. So water spot remover, if the fact that it's the seam is coming apart between the black and the red on the legacy sponge, then that is covered under warranty. We'll replace it for you. It's not supposed to do that. If the foam itself is degrading, like Nick mentioned, it could be you used it with a water spot remover. It could be that you leave it soaking in your bucket for a month on end. And also, it could be which sponge are you using? Are you using our sponge? Are you using another brand sponge? Because there are some rinseless sponges out there that don't have, excuse me,
Bless you.
that don't have the foam quality that we do. We'll put it that way.
Is it bad if your sponge starts to lose a little bit of its, edges on the squares on each particular square, or is it still okay?
Still okay, but it should take a couple years to get there. It's not something that happens in a couple weeks or months.
All right, Stack is 12. Hopefully that makes sense to you. And if you have more questions, you can email info@diydetail.com. Again, if it is a warranty issue, we'll take care of it for you. On to the next question here. Prad Ipta Duta says, struggling to decide if I should get the regular rotary or cordless combo. I only detail my own cars, so no more than 1 to 2 cars in a year. I already have LHR 15. First world problem. Yeah, you're a detailer. Welcome to the club. I love
Get the corded rotary. And it's
Really?
20% off right now. So it's like $199. It's cheap.
The corded rotary. Why?
Yeah. He's already has the DA. So get the corded rotary. You're going to get into finishing, and we have something coming soon for the rotary to make it even more versatile.
There's a tease there. Yeah, it's a great tool to have the rotary. It's really fun to use. And
Mike, it's not a green liquid.
Oh, okay. Mike's been really excited about our to be determined product. Cars with keep sizes dilution ratio the same between T1 and T2.
Yes, but now the label is adjusted to reflect the dilution ratio.
We did have a label issue for a few years that said add 4 ounces to your foam can. And don't do that unless you like shaving cream craziness. What's Keeve's preferred dilution, Ivan? Do we know that?
I think he follows our directions, not the directions on the bottle.
Okay. All right.
And every Cars with Key video, when you see him foaming, he's using Incredible Suds. So thank you very much for that.
You're a day one. You're a day one ride or die, Keeve. We appreciate you. We appreciate you, sir. All right. On to the next question here on this beautiful Friday afternoon. MSCSM says, when polishing, should you soak the pads beforehand? I use rinseless wash to spray the pads, then we'll spin in the pad washer. Should your pads be drier or wetter?
They should be moist. They should not be wet. They should not be dripping. If you spin it out, there should be no more liquid coming out. They should just be damp. They're not you don't want it dripping wet. Just nice dampness.
And damp pads do what during the polishing stage, Ivan?
Keep it cooler. Your product will go further. They prevent dry buffing, and
And
the
don't they
pad
cut a little
actually
bit better
feels
too?
better. Pardon me?
Don't they
Yeah,
cut a
they
little bit
will.
better when they're
Yeah, they
wet?
will cut.
Damp? Yeah.
Yeah, because your foam is conforming to the surface better.
All right. On to the next question on this live Q&A. John Warman says, am I doing overkill if I foam rinse foam, decon with iron remover, polish, ceramic gloss, and then quick beads? My truck was really dirty, but now it's super shiny.
So you're not overdoing it. You don't want to do that every time, especially the polishing. But the iron remover and polish. Now, instead of polishing and ceramic glossing, since you seem to like foaming, we actually did a video. It was last Monday with John on a Jaguar or Jaguar. Sorry, Jag, as some people would say. That being said, we polished it. Then, after polishing, foamed it to take off the polish residue, did a contact wash, rinsed it, quick beads, and then ceramic gloss.
That was just Ivan showing off, like, I can do this. But should they really, Ivan? Should they really?
If someone wants to have more fun with their foam cannon, all the more power to you.
Make a day out of it. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, John, I think you're doing awesome. I just wonder how long it took you. And if you feel like putting in all that work, the only issue, as Ivan said, is you don't want to be polishing your paint. It's finite. You don't want to do it too often, right?
Yeah.
Finite amount of clear coat. We want to preserve that clear
Right.
coat. Will's Ride Care says, does the T2 still work well with All Clean by adding a drop or two into your All Clean in the IK foamers? I think what he means.
It sure does.
We plan for that. We know we're
Yep.
doing Will. We look forward to you trying it out and letting us know what you think about it as we launch T2 on this Friday, August 29th. By the way, 20% off site-wide for everything except for Incredible Suds Type 2. That's the only thing that's not on sale. 30% off ceramic coatings. The support on this sale has been wild. It feels like our biggest sale ever because we just kind of... You know what I said in our meeting this week, Ivan? I said, let's not do one of these little baby sales. I'm like, let's do a sale that people just, like one of those where they're like, the savings are too good. So I'm glad we did it. And hopefully
13 hours
as well. 13 hours. Again, that's a long day, John.
Yeah.
Like, it's a long day. And maybe you enjoyed every minute of it, but I'll bet you woke up the next day feeling like, man, that was a lot of work. So that sounds like a day I would spend detailing, for a $200 detail. Don't listen to me. Listen to Ivan on efficiency. They're fun. They're just a lot. It's a lot. All right.
Yeah.
Normal Shock says, hey, fellas, restock date for the perfectly safe brush.
We're hoping for the end of September, but plan on beginning of October. But if all goes well, everything at customs is lined up. Everything, the boat sails across from Taiwan faster than normal. Whatever, end of September, but probably beginning of October.
And again, this is just how quickly it sold out. I don't even have one, Ivan. I want one so bad. Like, the people get them first, and so we want you to get one, Normal Shock. And thanks for caring, and thanks for asking. And thanks to the 250 people watching, Ivan. Wow. Live question here from Jerben says, what is the best way to attack bee droppings on the paint? Would you just use All Clean diluted for exterior use?
I would just wash the car. Either wash it with Rinseless or wash it with Incredible Suds, your choice. But just wash the car. Always start with the least aggressive method. And All Clean shouldn't be needed for that, especially if you have some form of protection on the vehicle.
I'm wondering if our water spot remover's out of stock. I just saw a question on restock date for 16 ounce of... that was waterless wash. Sorry to go ahead and get in front of Sam here, but there's a question on restock date for 16 ounce water spot remover.
Yep.
Do we know that, Ivan?
It should have been this week, so it'll be next week for sure.
Okay. All right. Apologize, Sam. Getting in your wheelhouse there. We can go on to the next question, but sometimes I see things and I use my words before I think. Bruce Statton says, when using the gold standard, is it best to use another type of wax to top it off?
So gold standard is not a wax. It is a pure abrasive polish. There's no protection in it whatsoever. Therefore, yes, you need to add protection afterwards.
You do need to add protection afterwards, although you could just polish it and leave it unprotected.
Yeah, not really. You could, but why would you?
Does anyone ever do that? Polish and then not protect it at the end?
Well, The term polish is a very weird term. In some cultures, it's a polish is a wax. It's something that adds protection. In the North American side of things, a polish is a pure abrasive. Think of it as a compound light.
Got it. All right. We've covered that before. And again, Water Spot 1 gallon is in stock, but 16
Yeah.
ounce not in stock at this moment. So we're working on that. And as Ivan said, hopefully next week. XL808LX Innovate says, hello from Hawaii. Any tips for washing cars in this extreme heat out here? Will Incredible Suds be safe to dry in sun?
Yes, it is. And we've actually had a few videos lately on washing in direct sunlight. Our podcast, was it last week or the week before? We talked about that, different tips and tricks. But ideally, yes. Do you want to purposely let it dry in the sun? No. If it dries in the sun, not a big deal. It's going to rinse away. And type 2 actually has a little better rinse off than type 1. So even safer.
And it can dry in the sun, although it's not ideal, right?
No, we're not telling you go out there and foam your car and let it dry in the sun. No. But in the same vein, if it does, it's not a big deal.
And what I'm doing right now is putting a link for him in the chat, and that is how to master sun safe detailing, tools and techniques for washing in the sun. It came out 2 weeks ago. So yeah, we covered it, and there's a longer version that I just posted there in the chat. So on to the next question. Hopefully that was helpful, and hopefully the weather in Hawaii is amazing. I know you said it's hot. Jorge says, for use as a pre-soak on a grimy car, would you combine it with another product like All Clean?
No, there's really, unless your car hasn't been washed in years and it's sat under a tree and it's just covered, there's no need to get as abrasive, or not as abrasive, but as strong as All Clean. Always start with the least aggressive first, and Incredible Suds is aggressive enough to cut through a lot of things. So try that first.
A chat here from Tuan Win. Juan Tuan 92 says, just got here. Can you recap what are the changes with T2?
Very good.
So people are coming and going.
Yeah, so it's thinner, first of all. Secondly, the easier rinse off, different surfactants. We have some new surfactants, we have some old ones, and we've removed one, we've added two, etc., etc. That being said, better working ability, thinner, still foams just as great, great dilution ratio. Everything you liked about it has remained, unless you liked a thick soap. If you like the thick soap, then unfortunately that's gone. But other
People
than that,
want the thick suds. They're wondering, can I still get the thick suds with this formulation?
thick suds, yes. Thick liquid, no.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And it will depend on your foam cannon, right? And your
Definitely
TDS of your water and your pressure washer, right? So if you're not getting what you desire in your situation, in your driveway, whether it's T1 or T2 Incredible Suds, just add a little bit more. Add another cap. We'll see what happens. We've said that from the beginning with this product. And so the same would be true for T2.
Yeah.
There are a lot of variables to this, Ivan.
Yeah, there'll be a video. I might be coming out Monday, depending on if the editing gets done. But with Frank, with Detailing Dogma. And in that video, he started off foaming with an MTM foam cannon. He was trying Type 2. I brought him a sample of Type 2 to try, and he was very disappointed with it. I said, why don't you just change up your foam cannon? And he put it, I believe it was in an active foam cannon or an MJJC, I forget which one. But all of a sudden, the same liquid transferred from one to the other, now all of a sudden is foaming like shaving cream. So
100%.
Your foam cannon can be an issue. Your water, we use the same pressure washer, the same hose. Nothing changed other than the foam cannon itself, and the level of foam was spectacularly different.
Yeah, so that's just good to know. Whatever product you're using out there, it could be your equipment, and I've witnessed that as well.
And thick shaving cream foam is not always necessarily what you want. A thinner, runnier foam actually cleans better.
Why is that?
Because of the water. So the water helps in that case, and it drags it down a little differently with a little more weight, if I can put it that way, to drag that grit off the surface.
And that's the goal in the first foam, right? Is to remove the grit. And then we rinse. Then we foam again for lubrication, and then we remove the traffic film with the contact wash. Thank you for that question, Toan. On to the next one here. Jorge back again. Can you remind us? Thank you for always being on our live stream, by the way. Can you remind us of the longevity of the new coatings, unopened and opened? I don't remember if something changed.
No, as far as that is concerned, it's the same. So 1 year unopened, 3 months opened, and do not store it in your fridge. Store it at room temperature, please.
All right. Hopefully that helps, Jorge. 30 minutes into the live. 274 people watching, Ivan. What a wild
Wow,
life.
thank you.
What a wild. I cannot believe it. Y'all are amazing. Ross Morin says, what happens if your T2 freezes?
It will. It can be frozen a couple times. Don't repeatedly freeze it. Not a good idea. But if it freezes in shipping, let it thaw naturally. Don't throw it in the microwave, and it'll be fine. So 1 or 2 freeze cycles for all of our chemicals is okay. But if it freezes more than that, then you can start having separation issues.
Got it. Yeah, we just want to avoid a lot of freeze thaw cycles, and I run into that
Yep.
in Utah as well with this cold weather. Okay, ready for the next question? Roque Rodriguez Jr. says, when using Rinseless, is it better to use spot-free water or regular water from the garden hose?
Regular water from the garden hose. You don't need to go out and buy special water. You don't need a filtration system. It makes no difference the type of water you're using.
Full stop.
Yep. Don't waste your money on filtered water when using Rinseless. Right,
I've really
Nick?
enjoyed having. Well, I've really enjoyed having the cordless pressure washer because I can just
Yeah.
run the cord, the hose, to my bucket and have Rinseless in there, and I run Rinseless through the pressure washer, and now I'm rinsing with,
Yeah.
with Rinseless wash, anyway. It works great. No water spots to be had. Will you guys eventually ship to Hawaii or put more products in the House of Rags Hawaii website?
Well, first of all, we do ship to Hawaii. We have a great distributor there, Shay's Luxury Detailing. And sometimes he's in the chat. If he's not in the chat, if you could put a link to our distributors, if you could put a link to that, that would be great, Sam. But yes, we do ship to Hawaii, but not to individuals. Our warehouse is set up to ship to individuals in the lower 48. That's it. Anywhere outside of that, they're not equipped to do that. But when shipping pallets to distributors, that's another story.
Got it. Another issue with living on Hawaii, I suppose, and one of those things you have to deal with. But I know Shay's amazing and loves what he does, and so hopefully you can get your products through Shay. All right, next question. 283 people watching. Adamo's Garage said, is it Adamo or Adamo?
I don't know.
I see it in the chat all the time. Such a great viewer. Like, I appreciate you. I just I see it in my mind. But anyway, will DIY Rinseless change to T2 instead of V2?
Yeah, we'll be going forward with Type 2 or Type 3 or Type 4 or whatever, however long, we keep changing these things, but we'll be going forward with types instead of versions.
There you have it. There you have it. All right, next question here on the live chat. Thank you, Adamo. Deuce's dad says, with the stack, can the older version and newer version be used together, meaning the new 5-year with the older 3-year?
Actually, you can, yes.
And when are our Type 2 3-year coatings coming in? We get that question quite a bit.
It should be next week.
Okay.
Yeah, it was supposed to be today, but there is some confusion in shipping, so it should be arriving next week.
As can happen.
Yes.
Can happen.
Logistics is not always easy.
Yeah. When I used to work construction jobs I was like a gopher on the construction sites, things would always take longer, and people would be like, why is it taking so long? And same thing with shipping. It's like, oh, you realize all the stuff that happens behind the scenes, why jobs take a long time. But anyway, on to the next question here, if we can move on along. Thank you, sir. Roy Castillo says, when installing the A3 stack, what to do if you notice a high spot of 8-year while installing the 3-year? It's a great question.
Great question. Go over it with the 3-year. The 3-year should take care of it. If it doesn't, get out your app, lightly do that section, wipe it off, don't use anything else, and then go back over it with the 3-year.
So that one little section will just have the 3-year.
No. The app removes the high spot. The app doesn't remove the coating that's deeply embedded into the paint.
And you're doing a little
like we did
microfiber towel?
By hand on a microfiber towel, like we did on the front fender of your Jeep, Nick.
Yep. So it works great. So hopefully that's a question that helps you, Roy, because that would help a lot of people.
Yeah.
Thank you for that question. Great one. And I like your avatar as well. Jesse says, can I apply a C6 app with a basic 5-inch random orbit palm sander and your 5-inch jeweling pad?
Yes, you can. And that's what we recommend. So yes, perfect.
Guess what I pulled the trigger on today, Ivan? The Fendo.
The Frontex? Oh,
The
the Fendo.
Fendo.
Yeah.
Was that a bad choice? Is it
No,
too
that's a
pricey?
good. No,
Of
that's a good
all the
machine.
ones we've tried in the shop, it's so smooth
Yeah.
for applying app. Anyway, but you don't need it that nice. It's just
No, no.
what's your favorite palm sander to apply adhesion promoter polish, Ivan?
So last time we were in Omaha, I ordered like what 15 different ones from
Yeah.
Amazon to try, and the Pro T Mex. I don't know how they pronounce it, but it really works well. It's inexpensive. Someone will put a link. I know Mike Coffin bought one. A couple other people bought them. They're just quiet. They're battery operated. They use the same batteries as our polishers, so that's a nice little bonus there. And they're like $69. So
So you think bang for buck that's better than the Fendo? Should I return the Fendo?
it depends on what you want to do.
For
But
how
if you have
little I'm
electricity available to you, then the Fendo is great. The Fendo by far is the quietest, smoothest of all of them.
I'm spoiled, man. Once I tried that, I tried them all, Ivan. It is just such a smooth machine. All right, we're getting a
Yeah.
little off the, but you want to know
Yeah.
the inside conversations with Nick and Ivan, don't you? Come on.
There you go.
The Fendo is very smooth. I'm gonna keep it, I think, because I like my toys nice. Don't we all?
Yeah.
All right, next question, please, Sam. That was a little off the beaten path conversation. Okay, Type 3, 2 years in.
Oh, okay. You mean Type 2, 3-year. But yeah.
Type 2, 3.
Yeah.
Okay, our Type 2, 3-year. So now every ceramic coating on our website is available in Type 2.
Right. There might still be some Type 1s left on the website. They are differentiated when you read the description.
And I believe that they already show the discount versus everything else will show a discount when you go to buy them.
I'm not sure, but at checkout, everything should balance out.
All right. So,
Yeah.
but the Type 1 ceramic coatings on our website are actually on discounted already before
Right.
the Labor Day sale.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's mega savings on DIYdetail.com right now. Go check it out. 30% off ceramic coatings, 20% off
Yep.
everything else except Type 2, which we're celebrating today. Type 2 Incredible Suds, our car wash soap. You know, do you need a pre-foam, Ivan? Do you need a different soap to foam than in your bucket? I mean, it gets so confusing,
No.
right?
It does, and I've seen people, they use a pre-soak foam, then they use a what they call a bucket foam, and then they use a washing foam or snow foam. It's just use Incredible Suds. You won't need to get all those different ones. Now, if you want to play with 3 different foam cannons, put 3 different dilutions of Incredible Suds in your foam cannon if you want, but you don't need anything more than that.
All right. On to the next question here. 284 people watching. We appreciate each and every one of you. Jack Bragg says, "Have you heard of Fix 8 buckets? Little magnets in bottom. I follow your system. The scary bit was the amount of grit in bottom of bucket after one wash is scary. I will send a video to prove."
Yeah, no, basically any form of grit guard, etc. Yes, there's a lot of metallic particles on a car that are there in the water. They do fall to the bottom. When you have a grit guard or something like that, they're great. But I haven't seen those, but I have heard of people putting what we call cow magnets in the bottom of a bucket, and it just accumulates stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. Grease Bastard says, "What's the best way to buff 1973 paint?"
With patience and not too much, because there's probably not a lot of it left. So
Single stage?
yeah, it definitely will be single stage. So if it's still shiny, great. If it's oxidized, bit of all clean and a non-scuff dish pad. Non-scuff is the key word. And that will take off the oxidation, making your polishing a lot easier.
All right. Good luck, Mr. Grease. And more info you could post on like the DIY Detail Facebook page. We have the Facebook
Yep,
group,
definitely.
and like post
Yep.
pictures, and you'll get into the hive mind, and you'll get all this input from everybody. What's worked for them? What hasn't? You'll get a robust conversation there. But it's always nice to get Ivan, one-on-one. It's nice to also tap into everyone. Jorge with question number 3. You couldn't use Incredible Suds as a pad cleaner as you do Rinseless, or is it possible?
You can. It's not going to end well. The foaming ability of it isn't something that plays well with the polish.
Yeah, just use Incredible Suds for the paint.
Yeah.
Rinseless in your pad washer, as a
Right.
as a pad cleaner.
Yeah.
Yeah, as per our instructions. Thanks, Jorge. Next question. Girl Strickland says, "How long would it last once you open it up?"
The
Type 2
liquids like Incredible Suds, years. As long as you're keeping it sealed, it's not going to go bad. As long as you're keeping it from freezing or getting too hot, it's not going to go bad. It's not going to change. It's a very stable formulation.
Absolutely. Yeah, I have rinseless wash type 1 in a gallon, and it
Yeah.
still works great from 3 years ago. So I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's always gonna, but yeah. All right, next question here. Mike says, "What DIY and C6 coatings is the best at resisting clogging?" And Ivan, what is like a clogged coating anyway?
So clogging is when you're driving through salt, you're driving on dirt roads, etc. You get mineral clogging on the coating. Or some people, if they go through a touch-free car wash, the chemicals there, they don't always rinse off well and they eventually clog. One of the, a lot of those car washes actually use mineral oil as their drying aid or a mineral oil based product. Therefore, it it tends to clog coatings. That being said, the 8.3 stack or the C6 hydro are the two that will give you the best fighting chance against that, but you're still going to get some of it no matter what coating you're using.
I have the 8.3 stack on my Jeep, Ivan.
Yep.
It is fantastic. And by the way, you can get the 8.3 stack on DIYDetail.com right now. And I believe
The Type 2 8.3 stack
are
Yep.
30% off. Are 30 coatings 30% off? Why
Yes,
did we
they
do
are.
that, Ivan? It's a wild sale. It's a wild Labor Day sale.
We want people to prepare their cars for winter. Coat it before the winter. Don't
Yes.
say, I'm going to wait till spring. No, do it now. Your car will thank you.
And we're empowering you with all the information in these videos that you can do it yourself. There's like some investment in some of the tools and the stuff, but the tools are fun to use even after you coat your car. So we encourage you to do it. If not, hire a pro. But as we've shown in our videos, anybody can do this. I actually had someone reach out who was scared to do it himself. He actually bought all the products and he was still terrified.
Yeah, no, don't be afraid. It's super easy. Basically, get over that first little fear. It's like going into a pool that the water's a little too cold. Once you get to your knees, you're fine. So it's the same thing. Once you get into it, you'll be fine. Polishing is a lot easier than you think. And a lot of people make it out to be the super complicated thing. I saw a video today where the guy was using a scale to figure out how much pressure he was putting on the pad. And no, just don't worry about that. You just let the tool do the work, have fun, and you'll get great results. One thing I want to add, if you have a question that we missed, please go in the comments, not in the chat, but in the comments of the video and put it there. We answer every comment on YouTube. We make it a point of pride because you've taken the time to ask that question. Out of respect for you, we want to answer that question.
Gonzalo Rodriguez, speaking of questions, says, "Can I use Incredible Suds and an extractor for the seats?"
Oh, no, you don't want anything foaming in an extractor.
Foam is
No,
a
go for it, Nick.
disaster. Yeah, no, I mean, there are actually anti-foaming agents that the carpet cleaning and janitorial world will sell. Like, for example, one time I had someone, there was a lady in the back of her minivan spilled an entire bottle of Tide, dishwashing,
Yeah.
not dishwashing, but, laundry detergent.
Yeah.
It just foamed up my extractor like crazy, which can actually damage it. So they have anti-foaming agents for that very reason. You do not want foam as it relates to an extractor. So hopefully that helps. All right, next question here in the live chat on this Friday afternoon. Cards with Keith says, "How long does T1 last in a bottle? I got gallons dated April of 24 production date."
You'll be fine for a couple years, Keith. So don't worry about it.
What would it look like if their Incredible Suds was going bad? Like, what would they even
It'll start
see?
separating.
Oh. And shaking it up won't help?
Shake it up, try it, but basically the performance will be a little less and you can still keep using it. It's not something that really goes bad unless, again, consecutive freeze thaw cycles.
Got it. Hopefully that helps, Keith. I know you've got your babies to take care of, and we want you to have the best. I believe you got a Kia. Is it a Kia?
Yeah, you got a Kia recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, Telluride, yeah.
Yeah. So
congratulations.
Treating you well, Keith, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, next question. Must I polish after clay towel? My truck needs it, but has no squirrels, so I don't want to polish. Also, will the clay towel take off ceramic spray sealants?
No, you don't need to polish if you're using proper lubrication and proper technique with the towel. And no, it's not going to take off any ceramic sealants. There's no abrasives in the quad fold towel, so it's not going to take anything off other than what it wants to take off.
I love the quad fold towel. I use it
Yeah.
on every wash. Very lightly on the hood and the windshield
Yeah.
just to make sure. Just to check it in on the paint. Next question here. Coming in hot, fast and furious. Empirical 101 says, when using a drying aid like ceramic gloss, how quickly do I need to wash my drying towel to prevent ceramic from impacting the microfiber?
Soak it in your wash bucket for 15 minutes after you're done, and then you can wait a month if you want. It's really up to you. But just the other thing is, I see a lot of people, they'll spray the ceramic gloss on the towel, then spray it on the car. Just put a little spray on the car. The less you use, the better your towels will be, the better your results will be, less chance of streaking, and everything will go better if you use less.
That's one of those Ivan tips that I didn't listen to at first. I used to always spray on the towel. Sometimes you hear it from Ivan, but when you hear it from Ivan and then you hear it from me saying I finally buy in, that's an extra bonus point, I think. For like,
Yeah.
yeah. So do it that way. Just spray on the panel, not on your
Yep.
towel. It's wasting it, and then go ahead and dry. 100%. I agree with that tip, and I wish I would have heard it earlier. And really, really let it kind of bury into the brain. All right. Gabor Toth says, hello, do you have experience with polishing windshield protection film? I mean like swirl marks caused by the wiper blades. What type of polisher with which pad and what polish material? Thank you.
I would use the gold standard red pad and a rotary, and very, very lightly. See if it helps. Those films are not like PPF. They're very similar to PPF. They are a little harder, so you can get a bit of polish out of them, but most of the times you're just going to need to replace it. And then with the replacement one, make sure you put a coating on it, so you don't need to use your wipers as much.
I love polishing, not even just like the protection film, but windshields with the rotary because you can
Yeah.
kind of tilt it into the edges, and on the windshield cowl and the plastic and easily polish the plastic. So rotary
Yep.
for edge work is amazing. So that's a great tip, Ivan. Appreciate that. Hopefully that helped you, Gabor Toth. Glossy Chris says, I'm coming up on almost 1 year since I purchased several 3.5, 8, and C6 Hydrolite coatings, and I know the shelf life is 1 year. How would I know if a bottle has gone bad? Crystals are present?
Crystals are present, and even if it doesn't seem to have gone bad, it's not crystallized, the durability goes down over time because some of the components start reacting to each other. So it may look fine, it may apply fine, it may work, but it might not work as long.
So 1 year is what we tell folks then. That's
Yeah.
the window.
After 1 year, it's still good, but at that point, that's when the excuse me, durability starts degrading.
All right. Well, thank you, Ivan. On to the next question here. Will Overkill says, any changes being made to the 3-year graphene coating? I see version 2's out now for the 5 and 8 ceramics.
Yeah. So type 2 of the 3-year is in stock as of today, which is great. And the changes are no more PAFSs, instant bond technology, meaning that instant bond is as soon as you wipe it on, it's already bonded to the paint. You could level it right away if you wanted to. Should you? No. Let it flash out, do what it needs to do, and then level it. That way your leveling towel doesn't get wet. But if you have to, you can. The other thing is 1 hour, it can get wet. 3 days, you can wash it with Incredible Suds or Rinseless wash. Nothing like all clean, please. But for after 3 days, you can do a gentle hand wash on it. Other thing is the stack is greatly improved. The original coatings were designed to be stacked, but because of the popularity of the stack with the chemist, we said we really want to amp this up even more if we can. So no, he started working more in the vein of people are stacking it, so let's make it even more worthwhile for them to do it.
And you can wash it after 3 days conversation. One
Yeah.
thing we don't want is abrasion. So as it's curing, you don't want to heavily grind in there with your decon towel, right? Or like
No
polish
pressure.
something off, right? Like why is pressure such a big deal in that if you're going to wash after 3 days?
So pressure is what actually disturbs the bond of the coating that's still curing, because it's formed a skin, but under that skin, it's still a little soft. It still has a bit of movement possible there. So by applying a heavy pressure, that is when you can not delaminate it, but disturb it enough that eventually that spot is not where you apply too much pressure is going to show. And it could take 2 years, could take 5 years, could never happen. But at the same time, the less pressure you use, the better you're going to be in all instances of detailing. But in this case, definitely.
Okay. I believe it, Ivan. Thank you, Will. Hopefully that helps you, sir. Will Overkill. Thank you. Flint says, what should I do after it rains or in the morning when my car is full of water beads? Will it cause water spots? Oh,
No,
Flint, I think
rain.
the same thing. Because when
Yeah.
you're not garaging your car, you wonder these things.
Yeah. Rainwater doesn't cause water spots. I have no water spots on my car. They never get garaged. They don't get washed as often as they should. And there's no water spots on them. So it's water spots are normally caused by wash technique and by using, not drying the car off soon enough or blow drying the car. The blow drying should be reserved for at the end. Once you've towel dried, then you blow dry to get the out of the little nooks and crannies.
Yeah, the towel dry is actually part of the cleaning process, which a lot of
Yeah.
people don't think of. And they're like, oh, I'm going to scratch the paint when I use my drying towel. It's like, no, just use proper techniques, a good
Yep.
drying aid and a good drying lubricant and maybe the drying blanket, and you'll be good to go. So hopefully that helps, Flint. But I think the same thing sometimes. I'm like, should I just blow these off? Are they going to etch in? And Ivan says, no, they don't cause water spots. So
Yeah.
thank you, Flint. On to the next question here. Jorge with question number 4. Okay. And is ceramic gloss problematic under direct sun or under a tent on a hot day? I've noticed Waterless doesn't really like this in my experience.
Yeah, waterless wash doesn't like excessive heat or sunshine. That is common because of what's in it. Ceramic gloss is a lot more forgiving. Should you push it? No. And like anything else, the less you use, the better it's going to be. Now, in the case of the waterless wash, you have to use a fair amount to emulsify on the surface, meaning if you're working with waterless wash, work in smaller sections.
Okay. That makes sense. In fact, working in smaller sections in the sun is always a good idea.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, Jorge. Hopefully that is helpful to you, sir. And Rosemarin says, is the PSB, the perfectly safe brush, safe with water spot remover? That's a good question.
No, it is not.
It's not.
The brush is safe. The water spot remover isn't safe for the brush. So no, it's acidic. Now, will it last? You used wheel acid with the green brush the other day, and it didn't damage your brush. But
brush is
over
fine.
time, over time it will. So
yeah, okay.
So if you look at how we make the flagging on the end of the bristles, that's by dipping them in acid. So not the same. It's not lactic acid that we use there to break that apart, but it is eventually going to damage your brush.
To the point where the brush would disintegrate, or it would be less safe on paint.
It will break bristles off or melt bristles off lightly,
From
not much.
the
You're not
root?
going to see bristles falling off or jumping ship, but it is going to eventually damage your brush.
Okay, that's good to
Yeah.
know. That's good to know. All right, thanks, Rosemarin. On to the next question here on this live podcast. Don't do a lot of these, so we appreciate all your questions. Fu Katan says, if you foam rinse foam, then contact wash, but have rinseless in bucket, would that release dirt better than using suds in the bucket?
Yeah, so a hybrid wash. So, your foam, rinse, foam. Yeah, no. In that case, no. Don't mix rinseless and Incredible Suds. There's no point to it. So, if you're wanting to do that, foam, rinse, and then wash with rinseless. That to me is the ideal situation in most cases. If you want to play with foam, and I know I've been to Foo's garage. He's one of the. If you go to the garage audit on the House of Rags, we did a tour of his garage. It's amazing what he's done in less than 1 year, or just close to 1 year. He went from never washing his own car at home to having a fully decked out dream garage. But nonetheless,
pretty sweet.
Yeah, you don't want to. There's no need and there's no advantage to mixing the two, and you still, if with the surfactants in Incredible Suds Type 1 or Type 2, you still need to rinse them, even if you're using a rinseless as your rinse media if you're doing a 2-bucket method.
That makes sense. Thanks, Fu. Hopefully that was helpful, even though you had Ivan for a day in your garage. There's always more questions to ask. Even
2
I
days.
do
Yeah.
ask. Even I ask Ivan questions periodically. I've got a couple that I was going to ask you as well. For a Nick at Night video on the House of Rags, premiering at 6 p.m. Mountain, 8 p.m. Eastern, Sunday night. But the video was already made, so whether it was the right technique or not, we're sending it, Ivan. We're sending
We'll
it.
find out.
We'll see. Yeah, Stackus12 says, if a coating is open after the 3-month mark, should it not be used? Or is it just going to not work as well?
it's just not going to work as well, or the durability won't be there. That's the only difference. So you can use it. It's going to feel the same. It's going to apply the same. The durability won't be there. So if you know you're selling your car in a year or two, it doesn't matter. Use those older coatings first.
Good advice. Good advice. Thank you, Stack is 12, for your support over the years. 88 Omar says, can I use DA, dual action polisher, to apply ceramic coating with red jeweling pad to a coated car?
Okay.
What a question. I don't think I've ever heard that one before.
Yeah, I've heard it a couple times.
On a
Applying a
coated car
ceramic.
to coat a coated car with the jeweling pad?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
you don't. Ceramic coating, you'd need to use, excuse me, way too much. And that is too much abrasion. There's too much movement there for the ceramic coating. It's just not going to be a happy situation. Excuse me. So now, if you're wanting to apply ceramic gloss onto a coated car, yes, that's great. Do it that way.
Could you do it with a DA, like a palm sander or rotary? Like, how would you apply ceramic gloss on a jeweling pad to a
With the
coated car?
jeweling pad, 1 or 2 sprays on the pad to start, and then just one when you need to re-up it, and just lightly move it across the surface. Whether you have, you know, the whether you have a rotary, a long stroke DA, a short stroke DA, the short stroke DA is the best option, but all of them will work for applying the ceramic gloss to the surface, or the wax for that matter. Again, 2 to 9 millimeters is best, but you can go, unlike app, you can go outside of that.
All right. That's good to know. That's good to know. Hopefully that helps you, 88 Omars. Roel Denoa says, any news on a Legacy Sponge V2 or Mini?
Well, we're actually on the Type 2 sponge, and the Mini, no. There's not not really any places in the car where you need that. People are afraid to squeeze the sponge to get it into places. Don't be afraid to squeeze the sponge. You can get into a lot of places. And the foam technology hasn't advanced since we redesigned the sponge and went to the Type 2 sponge. So there's no advantage. Yes, we're always looking, and when a new foam technology comes along that would make it better, we will. Now we do have the Iconic sponge available on DIY detail, and we're going to be keeping the Iconic sponge. So if you like that one, if you like a single color, a double pointed end, then you can go to that one.
All right. It's a good question. Yeah, I love our Legacy Sponge and haven't ever felt like, oh, I need an upgrade on this. But I know Ivan's always thinking about that and what's
Yep.
next. So thank you, Raul Danau. 2:58 p.m. Ivan, we're gonna keep this going. We're gonna end it around an hour. What are we feeling?
Well, there's still 250 people here, so let's go. Keep
Let's
going.
keep going. All right, I'm waiting for
Yep.
the next question, Sam. You sent it my way. Mark R says, how many windows can I do with C6 Hydro Glass, and any chance of that going on sale? I believe it is on sale, is it not?
I thought it was on sale.
It's at least 20% off on the website. I would think it might be 30% because of ceramic coatings being 30% off right
No,
now.
I think it's 20% off. So the automotive, the paint ceramic coatings are 30% off.
Okay, got it.
But that being said, you'll easily get a dozen windshields out of a bottle,
That's a lot of
and,
windshields, Ivan.
and many people are getting more than that. But yeah,
Yeah, I see C6 Hydro Glass definitely in stock, and I imagine it would be on sale. Let me go to checkout. Yeah, the subtotal is way less than.
yep.
No, I'm looking at it. It says Labor Day, 30% off on Hydro Glass. So when I went to check out,
Oh,
it's included. So Hydro Glass
okay.
is 30% off, including all of our ceramic coatings. Folks, it's a crazy sale. 30% off
Yeah,
all ceramics. Go check it out at DIYdetail.com.
go for it.
All right. I got to get my
Next
little
question.
QVC shopping plug
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
Steve the Foamer says, hi, when does a synthetic spray wax become a sealant? Is it a chemical classification or a longevity standard or a marketing buzzword? Love the Q&As. Thanks, Steve.
More marketing buzzword. So a wax is a natural. You can use a Montana wax. You can use a carnauba wax, a beeswax, whatever. That is a wax. A synthetic wax is technically a sealant. If you look at what the description of a sealant would be. So when sealants first came out, people were calling them synthetic waxes because no one knew what a sealant was. So, everyone knows what a wax is. We'll call it a synthetic wax.
Mm,
And it's just moved on from there.
that makes sense. Yeah, because even when I started detailing in 2017,
Yeah,
wax was still the big name, and no one knew what a ceramic coating was.
right.
Yeah. So then you had, yeah. Anyway, we can go on
Even
that rabbit
though
hole.
even though ceramic coatings have been around since the late 90s. So
But at the time, the customer didn't know what they were. Now customers
no,
have all
no,
heard about them, But
yeah, exactly.
all right. Well, thanks, Steve. Appreciate that. Next question, please. QC says, why do my carpets shed after I used carpet bomber and a steamer and extractor?
Great question. I've never used that product. It might have been too harsh for your carpets. Your carpets may have been pre-damaged. Unfortunately, there's no way of telling. You might want to reach out to PNS and ask them.
Yeah,
But I
I've
can't
used that
help you with
product,
that
but
one.
it's been years and years. And you can
Yeah.
clean carpets, but you can also damage them while cleaning. They're just a bunch of fibers, and so you can almost kind of like sand the end of them, and the appearance gets worse
Yeah.
if it's too aggressive with how you clean them. But yeah, the shedding thing. I mean, every carpet is different, so that would be, I don't know, maybe do a little research and see if that particular vehicle has a lot of issues. You could go on Reddit, ask maybe on the DIY Detail Facebook group, be like, hey, I got this car and this carpet. Has anyone ever had issues with it shedding? Those are questions that we love to see on the Facebook group as well. But yeah,
Yeah.
you never know who's going to know. And that's what I love about our Facebook group. Jojo Crawdaddy says, taking delivery of a new Tesla in a couple weeks. That's exciting. I'd like to coat it, maybe the 5.3 stack. Do I just need to wash and panel prep, or do I need to do iron remover with the towel as well? Ooh, I probably am going to go all the way on that, Ivan. But
Yeah, I
you
would
say
go
what
all
you
the
say.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You want to at least do everything in terms of decontamination. So that is iron remover, decontamination towel, and water spot remover. From
Rinse,
there,
then water spot remover, then agitate it with a rinseless wash damp and towel,
yeah,
then rinse again.
right. Then rinse again, then dry it off, and then your choice. Panel prep or polishing followed by panel prep, or polishing followed by app. Or if you're happy with the paint the way it is, I would use C6 app instead of panel prep. That way it gives you just a little bit of abrasion, and it's just going to bring out that gloss. The little MR2 we did recently, just the app step of it brought out so much gloss from that paint. And then sealing it in or locking it in with the coating, even better.
I love a
And
one-step
with the
polish. It's so easy. I mean, the way we teach it.
Yeah, and
I
the
don't even
5.3 stack, obviously you're going for gloss, so the app is a well worth doing that 15-minute step.
exactly. All right. Well, enjoy your Tesla, Jojo Crawdaddy.
Yep.
Wonder what the make or what the model and the color is, but that sounds fun. Aspen says, wife has an expedition. I can't physically ceramic coat the roof. What can I use for a spray sealant to protect the roof?
Quick beads. If you can't reach the roof to coat it, you can't reach it to put a ceramic sealant on, like ceramic gloss. So quick beads is your friend when it comes to that. Any
Love it.
hard to reach areas, quick beads is your friend.
Including wheel faces. I love quick beads
Yeah.
on wheel faces after I clean them. Just spray it on, rinse it off. Bada bing, bada boom.
Yep.
Still have 250 people watching. This is wild. Thank you, everybody. Wow.
Yep.
Cars with Kiev said he had to go mow the lawn, but now I see another question from him. A3 stack V2. Can you just use the level 1 towel for the level and final wipe? I hate having multiple towels.
Yeah, you can if you want to. Not a
Yeah.
problem. The problem with having two of the same towel is some people have a problem following along, saying, this is the first towel, this is the second towel. And if you're starting to switch them back and forth, then you might as well just use one towel. So yeah.
I might be one of those people who struggles with that, Ivan, and that's why I love
Yeah.
2 different towels and having them have 2 different naps. You know what I mean? One's
Yeah.
a kind of a plush towel, the Freebird 400, and then the other's the level 1, and they just feel different. They do different things. It's easy for me. They're different colors.
Yeah.
But no, you could totally do that, Keith. You could totally do that.
Yeah. And just so you know, Keith, there is an A3 stack on the way to you. So.
Oh, that's exciting. John
Yeah.
Warman says, will there be a winter wash series as far as how to do a foam rinse foam?
We've done a number of winter washing, and Rinseless is really your friend. Winter washing, it depends what winter means for you. In my case, winter where I'm parked right now means snow and freezing temperatures. A foam cannon and freezing temperatures are not fun together. They don't
No.
work well. Your pressure washer does not like freezing. Your water doesn't like freezing. Your bucket doesn't like freezing. That's where hot water or warm water in your rinseless bucket is so much nicer to use.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
yeah, great ideas. Very cute dog for your avatar, John. Thanks for the question. On to the next one here. Jay Houghton. Could you switch to offering it in a 64-ounce sizes for a more reasonable price? Looks like it would be 115 to 120 Canadian per gallon. A
Yeah.
massive upfront cost. At least if it was 64 ounces, it would be lower.
No, so we don't own our own warehouse. We're in a 3PL, and the what happens with that is the more SKUs you have, the more space it takes up, the more it costs, and also having more SKUs is just another option. Uh, the Incredible Suds, the Type Two, yes, it's $115 a gallon or $120 a gallon, but you're gonna wash a lot of cars with that.
Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah, and look out for sales for Type One. I'll bring it under $100. I'm sure. I know TOC is having a Labor Day weekend sale, so check them out. And Carzilla is probably doing the same things.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you, Jay. On to the next one here on this Friday afternoon, 5:06 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 88 Omar says, "Can I use a DA to?" Okay, we already did that one. We'll go to the next
Yep.
one. That was a good discussion piece there. Luis Diaz says, "Hello, I'm preparing to ceramic coat my first car. What towels do you recommend for this process?" Luis, you got this. I believe in you.
Yeah. Two towels, the level 1 and the Freebird 400. Level
Both of them
1
are. Oh,
as
both of
your
them are
leveling towel and
20%
Freebird
off
400.
right now,
Yeah,
right?
they are
Okay,
20% off.
okay.
Yeah.
Continue on, Ivan. Sorry.
Yeah. So level 1 for the leveling towel, Freebird 400 for the insurance towel. You'll need one of each. They come in 5 packs, so you'll be able to do many cars, and they're just good all around towels, anyways. So
Yeah, you'll have great uses for them. Are they done
yeah,
after one use, Ivan?
no. As soon as you're done applying the ceramic coating, put them in your wash bucket, let them soak 15 minutes, rinse them out with clear water, launder them with your other towels. Life is good. Carry on.
All right. Thank you, Luis. Or Lewis. Next question from Eric Pechman. What are the best practices when dealing with hood decals and polishing? For example, Subaru Wilderness with black anti-glare decal and Mini with black stripes on the hood. Polish and coat is okay?
Polish and coat is okay if they are a gloss stripe. If they are a matte stripe, you'll want to polish up to them, but the app you'll want to use on the matte.
The app you'll use on the mat. Got it. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
right.
Yeah. And
Or panel
I
prep.
really like the precision of the rotary around these stripes. Again, it's just you can kind of work right up to the edge, and you can do it with a DA as well. But
Yeah,
I do love my rotary and the jeweling pad. All right, thanks, Eric. Hopefully that was helpful. On to the next question, sir, and madame, and whoever's watching.
yep.
After an hour, I start to get loopy. All right, next question. Excellent news. Car Care Co. in Australia pre-order Type 2. So it's on the way to Australia as well.
Excellent.
Appreciate the folks
Yep.
over at Car Care Co. Ivan, you've been there. You going back to Australia anytime soon?
I believe we'll be going back sometime in December. So after
That's
SEMA.
exciting. Okay.
Yeah,
Jorge says, how much is too hot for the liquid chemicals? Coatings being small, I keep under the AC, but others are in my patio shed. Question number 5 from Jorge, potentially?
yeah,
Very engaged viewer here.
yeah.
I
Thank
don't
you.
know how hot that gets, but around 100, I guess. No risk of freezing here.
No, 120 is fine.
Okay.
But
Thank you.
try not to get them there. But
Yeah.
if it happens, heat is not as bad as freezing for chemicals.
Yeah. I don't worry about it too much in the summertime, but come wintertime, everything comes out of the shed. I just put it inside because I don't want to deal with the risk of the freeze thaws. On to the next question. I think we're ready for that one. Barry L says, I have lots of Rinseless V1 and V2. Is it okay to mix it 50-50 on a 4-gallon bucket? Is 1 ounce V1 and 1 ounce V2 okay?
Don't mix. Just use up your Type 1. When you're done of the Type 1, then start using your Type 2.
Both are great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Both will wash the car. Both will be
Yeah.
very safe and effective. Yeah. I sometimes pull out the T1 just for nostalgia's sake.
Yeah.
UEs47 says, is there a benefit to add another layer of hydro glass?
Yes, there is. 1 hour later, put on a second layer. On the side windows, no advantage whatsoever. On the windshield, if you're still going to be using your wipers, then yes, there is an abrasion resistance advantage there.
All right. Good to know. Next question in the queue. Dan, not the man. Can you use gold standard with a wool pad on headlights?
Yes, you can.
We've done it many times.
Yep.
Hopefully that helps, Dan. Next question. I can't do another one from Jorge. We can't, Jorge. Too many questions. Would you
No.
recommend
Questions are good.
All right. I love you, Jorge. Would you recommend those paint thickness gauges? They're not too expensive, and maybe if you're not experienced in recognizing repainted panels.
Yeah, get an inexpensive one. Use it. Don't use it as a gauge while you're polishing, but before you start polishing, yes.
Not while you're polishing. How come?
It gives not false readings, but as you're polishing, your paint is swelling a little bit, and unless you get it at exactly the same spot, like within, you know, a couple of thousandths of an inch, it's going to show a different thickness.
Yeah. So it's just a good like way to kind of create a map for yourself of like what is the
Right.
terrain of this paint before you start. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. I was just giving you a hard time, Jorge. We love you. Fielding Fitzpatrick says, I happen to have a relatively new Bauer DA 8mm throw polisher, BMW M2, less than a year old. Just a few towel marks. I want to do a paint enhancement. What should I use for a pad?
Go with the gold pad. The yellow waffle is going to give a good finish. It's going to give it a little more cut than the red jeweling pad, especially with that 8mm throw. You're going to have amazing results and coat it afterwards.
And just if you see a towel mark and you start to go after it and it's not going away, just let it be. Just
Yeah.
improve the gloss and do not try to be a hero. It's not worth it, Ivan. Sometimes if folks grab too, I don't know, like mild a pad and then they try to remove a
Yep.
defect with it, they can get into trouble. Do you want to talk about that at all, or just kind of let it be? Because I just feel like sometimes you try to be a hero with a foam pad and you probably needed wool.
Right. It's going to take you way too much time. If you've polished on especially with the foam pad, if you've been on a scratch or a blemish for 5 minutes, you're done. Don't go past that.
Don't then pull out the wool and try to.
Yeah,
Again, it just once you go from hero to zero, it feels horrible because you can burn
yeah,
through the clear coat and it's just not worth it. And no one sees this but you. And from
yeah.
5 feet away, once you've polished it, it looks so good. But again, it took me years to get here. So Fielding Fitzpatrick, I feel you. If you love that paint and the towel marks are driving you crazy, try the yellow pad. Again, I get into an hour of this and I start rambling. I apologize.
Hey,
What's up,
John.
John?
Good morning. Good night.
What
John, by
time
the
is it
way,
in Japan?
yeah, John lives in Japan now. His wife is in the forces, and they've been assigned to Japan for a couple of years. So I think it's somewhere around 4 or 5 in the morning. So thank you for joining us, John. And if you guys have any questions about C6 Ceramics, want to become a C6 Ceramics installer, please reach out to John at c6ceramics.com.
John at c6ceramics.com. Okay, I saw people saying they can't hear me. I'm going to try to talk louder. I'm sorry, guys. Craig Wallace says, can you use the decontamination towel over decals that come with the vehicle? Will it damage them?
Yes, you can. No, it won't damage them.
All right. Thanks, Craig.
Sam, and just a little note for Sam. Sam, if you want to accelerate the question, so once Nick is done reading it, put the next one up. That way
Yep.
we can move it a little faster because I know we're fairly far behind. And we
Danny
want to
Hank
get to
says, is
everyone's
there a
question.
simple and safe anti-mold agent I can add to help rinseless wash last longer before spoiling when storing it when I've made too much? I hate wasting it.
No, unfortunately not. It's in your water, and it's also what you took off the car that's causing that.
But if you don't use it, it's different, right, Ivan? You can store
Well,
rinseless.
yeah, store it. If you're wanting to store rinseless, use distilled water.
Got it. John Warman says, can you fix a pitted windshield or reduce the appearance of pitting with your system?
No, and no one can. I've developed a glass polishing system. My franchises had it. We never went after pitting. Replace the windshield if that's the problem.
Makes sense. Jorge says, have you ever thought about different polishes? I know the mantra of DIY is keeping simple and effective, and I love gold standard polish, but sometimes you see those videos using many polishes.
Stay tuned. We have a more aggressive compound coming in the works.
You just gave it away, Ivan. No, that's fine.
And
It's
no,
part of the R&D process.
yeah, and it's not green. So,
Oh, there you go. Rowo Danao says ceramic gloss versus ceramic coating. Ooh, good question.
yeah, ceramic gloss is temporary. It's going to last 3 to 6 months. Ceramic coating is going to last 3 to 8 years. So, which do you prefer? Now, can you combine the two? Yes. Ceramic coating first, and then ceramic gloss as a drying aid once in a while. Great combination.
Have you heard the good news? As Roz Marin might say in one of our comments, 20% off site-wide for our Labor Day sale, 30% off ceramic coatings. Go get yourself a great deal, folks. And thank you for watching us live. Yes, indeed. 30% off ceramic coatings, 20%. This Labor Day sale is wild. We're cutting Jorge off, dude. It's done. Too many drinks. He's had too many. We're cutting you off.
Yeah.
Talking about the new stacks, are there by any chance more durable than... I love the enthusiasm. More durable than a single ceramic coating? Like better to have the 8.3 than just the 3?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Much more durable. You're creating a new coating on the surface. That coating is something that we couldn't put in one bottle. So you are creating a new coating. You're creating much better hydrophobics. You're creating much better durability that way.
Awesome. And of course, we're launching Incredible Suds T2 Type 2 here, and you're gonna have a different formulation on the bottle. Everything you
Yep.
love, nothing that you didn't like. It says T2 here, and it's just gonna be a nice, easy formula to pour. It's gonna be easier to pour. It's not gonna stick into your cap as much. We have a full demo coming Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on our YouTube channel. Check
Yep.
it out. You'll get to watch us using this in real time. Well, not in real time, but it's the video. M.
Yeah.
Kayaman Shine says, if I have a ceramic spray sealant on my car, do I need to polish first to prep the surface before applying a dedicated ceramic coating to fully remove it?
Yes, you do. Chemicals are not going to remove a good sealant from the surface. You need physical abrasion to get it off.
And we recommend, what, the yellow pad as our minimum abrasive?
Yeah, minimum yellow pad.
Got it. Makes sense. Makes sense. Slick Rick says, what would you use on WeatherTech mats to clean and protect?
DIY detail interior clean and protect. Does a great job. Now on the WeatherTech mats, if they're looking not as fresh as they used to be, they're sort of grayish looking, then you can use our tire dressing a little amount. You're not dousing it. You're not trying to make a a shiny thing out of it. Put a little bit of tire dressing, spread it as far as you can. Give it 15 minutes. Hit it with a towel to get any excess off, and then you'll be fine.
Would you spray onto your tire shine brush or onto the mat first? Like, how would you
Onto the
distribute
brush.
this?
Yeah,
Onto the
one
brush,
spray
always.
one spray on the brush is enough to do a mat.
Okay,
Because
so
they're
don't
not
go
as
for
absorbent
super.
as a tire.
Yes. Okay. Great advice. Great advice. Because when I
Less
did it,
is more.
I sprayed half the bottle on the mat, and it
Yeah.
just wasn't as it wasn't exactly what I wanted, but it was just too much
No.
product. Rosenbrand says no triple stack.
No, there's no advantage to doing 5 or 8, 5, 3. No advantage whatsoever.
I'm sure someone's tried it.
I'm sure they
Listen,
have.
Ivan.
We have, and there's no advantage. So.
Empirical 101 says, can I blow dry a little, then go over with a drying towel? I've got a lot of beating on the flat surfaces like the roof. There's a ton of water to pick up. I don't like the towel getting super heavy.
You're best to towel dry first. And if you're having a lot of that beading on the surface, you may want to consider decontamination. You may have contamination on there holding those beads on the surface because they should go off relatively easily. Now, if you want to blow from a distance, not drying, just to get 50% of the beads off, go for it, but no more than that.
Great advice. Great advice. I know it's hard, Empirical. Luis Diaz says, hello, what towels are good for coating removal? This is my first coating. I only have the Walmart yellow microfibers. Would that be good?
Yeah, they will work. Our level 1 towels are designed for the purpose, but as long as you have a nice low nap towel, you should be fine.
And as long as you're doing it, you don't feel like you're scratching the paint.
Yeah.
Some of the cheaper towels, I'm not calling out any brands, but if, the House of Rags, DIY Detail, like when you get a high quality microfiber, and our towels are now powered by the House of Rags, you just know you're in good hands. And so when you're playing Russian roulette with some of these other, Temu, Amazon, Costco, Walmart, some of them are good, some of them, it's just, we know how to recommend what we use, but I've used a lot of the other ones, and sometimes you end up scratching paint, and you're like, what happened? You cheaped out on the towel. So John Fontaine says the wheel and body brush tips get dirty. Rinseless soak doesn't clean it. Can I use all clean to clean the bristles or just keep them stained?
So yes, you can use all clean. And another tip is if your concrete floor is relatively clean, spray a bit of all clean on the brush and just brush your concrete floor with it. And it's going to clean a nice spot in your concrete floor, but at the same time, it's going to give a little more abrasion to the brush. But if it's stained, don't worry about it. It's not a concern. It's stained, it's not dirt.
Yeah, I've been rocking a stained wheel and body brush in some of my Nick at Night videos, and it doesn't look pretty, but I don't think
still works.
There's nothing wrong with the brush, it's just stained.
Yeah.
All right. Would all clean be best for undercarriage cleaning? I have a Ram 2500. Love to keep the frame clean and apply classy chassis from Shine Supply.
Yeah, definitely. So all clean. If you get one of those the foam cannons for the undercarriage, they actually work quite well. We have a couple of videos showing those, and it does a good job. So
how would you dilute all clean with water in the foam cannon?
In that case, I would use Incredible Suds.
You just use
Incredible Suds is strong enough to take care of most of what you need,
and it'll give you a lot more.
Especially if you're cleaning it on a regular basis, you don't need the aggressiveness of all clean.
Got it.
Not that I don't want to sell you all clean. It's just you don't need it.
Yeah. Can you apply app with a small rotary? Says Corey Ashby.
No. 2 to 8 millimeter or 2 to 9 millimeter stroke DA.
Okay, we've said that so many times, but it's nice that people keep asking because it's like new people
Yeah.
come in all the time. A live stream, and I get confused on it sometimes. So it's a great question. Rosmarin says, "What's the difference between the iconic Rinseless and Rinseless Type Two or V2?"
Many differences. The surfactants in it, the polymers, basically it's a completely different formula. It's a formula that when we're developing type 2 of rinseless wash, it's one that came up, but when we looked at the price of the ingredients, it was just impossible to make it at a competitive price range. Uh, as a unique, a one-off product, sure, for collectors or people that really like, going down the rabbit hole of trying different rinseless washes, great. But for your average consumer, it's too expensive.
Agreed, but I enjoy using it.
Yeah.
Good question. James Brown says, "What's the best clay lube with the clay mitt?"
My favorite is either Incredible Suds or Rinseless Wash still on the surface, then Iron Remover. You're doing two jobs at once. It's doing a great job. Once you're done, rinse it off, use a drying aid of your choice, and you're going to do a great job.
Yeah, I sometimes just use rinseless wash when I'm doing
Yeah.
maintenance.
Yep.
I just leave the rinses on there and have my rinseless wash dunked towel, Decon towel, and just do that, and then use my drying aid. Danny
Yeah.
Henke says, oh, "Go ahead."
Oh, go ahead.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Danny Henke says, "What's the step-by-step process to clean emblems, specifically the haze deep down?" Oh, we hate the
Okay.
hazy emblems, don't we, Ivan?
Yeah. Hazy emblems are not fun. First scenario is a lot of times, especially if it's a car that's been through a touch-free car wash or even a regular car wash, water spot remover is going to help. So water spot remover with a brush. Wash the car first, get the grit off of it, and then water spot remover. The next point of action would be all clean, and finally a Q-tip or a little foam applicator with some polish on it.
Or
But try
adhesive
the
rotor
chemical.
polish. I've used gold standard polish or app
Yeah,
on it.
yeah,
Anything that gives you a little bit of abrasion, right?
yeah. It doesn't take much. So
Yeah. Okay, next question. What's a step-by-step process? Thank you, Jensen Tong. Or thank you. New question, Jensen Tong. How do you lessen the protection aspect of interior clean and protect? I find it a little too slippery when I use it on my floor mats.
interior clean and protect has nothing in it to make it slippery. So you must be using a lot of it on the surface because the protection part of interior clean and protect is UV protection and anti-static protection. So you're probably using just way too much product.
And how does someone at home know that's way too much? Because they bought it, they want to use it, they're told it's for interiors, right? Like, what is way too much? I'm speaking because I feel like this is what I do. So
So
I
let's
feel
say
you, Jensen Tong.
on a WeatherTech mat, more than 2 sprays is way too much.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, you heard it here first, folks. All right, Infernal One. What's the best way to mix up a spray bottle of Rinseless to use as an interior cleaner, or is interior clean and protect better to use?
So if you're using rinseless wash on the interior, I prefer to just dunk a towel in your wash bucket and wring it out, use it that way.
Yeah.
Spraying, the less you spray on an interior, the better it is. Secondly, interior clean protect, you spray it on the towel, you do not spray it on the surface, and then go over it with one towel while it's still damp, wipe it off with the other towel. Because if you're just taking a towel and rubbing it over the surface, yes, you're cleaning, but you're also leaving stuff behind. While that dirt is emulsified, that is when you go back with a second towel and pick up the remaining of the dirt.
Got it. So it's a two towel method. One's dry,
Yeah,
one's damp with Rinseless wash.
right. But if you want to mix them up, just take a gallon of water, or get some distilled water, or Target water, as our friend Jamie would use. A gallon of distilled water, throw in a capful of rinseless wash, put it on the shelf, and use that for your interiors. It's not going to go bad or rancid or start smelling funky because there's something in the water.
It's just the Rinseless in the water. Love it. Jaco says, "How do you wash your microfiber towels?" I know this one. I know this
Yeah.
one. Renaissance detergent from the House of Rags is an excellent microfiber
Yes.
wash cleaner. I like to wash it
Yep.
out cold, and I like to air dry my towels. Ivan, if they don't want to air dry, they don't have the racks and that whatever. What are your best recommendations for a dryer?
Hang to dry, but on your dryer, just on fluff or the lowest temperature possible.
Oh, Jamie, the
Never.
cleaners in the chat. Gotta have the Target water. Jamie, thank you
Yeah.
for Renaissance microfiber detergent, by the way. It's great stuff. I actually started adopting the Ivan method where I just threw all my towels in, even my drying blanket and my my wheel towels. I just threw it all in
Yep.
together. I'm like, Ivan says it's okay, and everything. I mean, sometimes the wheel towels like are still stained, but the
Yeah.
drying blanket isn't like clogged and it's clean. And
No. Yeah.
do you have any objections to that method, Ivan? I'm just like,
No.
if Ivan says it works, I'm just gonna like stop over because like, why spend all this extra time if I don't have to? Time and effort. You know, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Hassan says, "Hey guys, can I ceramic coat my sunglasses?"
Yes, you can.
Really? Wow.
These are ceramic coated.
Okay. About to ceramic coat my sunglasses. Love it. No, I knew we could do that. Steve the Foamer says, could I use foam or rinseless in a foam cannon to clean solar cells?
Yes. So your solar panels, I like to clean them with rinseless, go over them with the quad fold towel, and that's it. Do not put anything hydrophobic on your solar panels.
Never.
Never. Not a good idea.
All right. Nathan Godinez says, how to rinseless wash wheels and tires.
The same as how you would wash with soap. Basically, spray the rinseless on, let it dwell, let it do its thing, rinse it off. That way, it'll rinse the grit away with it. And then put a bit of rinseless in your wash bucket or your wheel bucket. Spray some rinseless on the surface to get some lubrication, a foundation of lubrication there. Then brush it, rinse it, or in this case, just dry it.
Back to the sunglasses. Do you ceramic coat the inside of the glasses or just the outside?
The whole thing. The
Inside,
frames.
outside,
Yeah.
the frames. Why not,
Yep.
right? What, takes
Yep.
2 drops and you're good to go for the whole thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. All right. Hopefully those were helpful answers, guys. CNB says, I'm attempting polishing in a parking garage for the first time. Considerations for lighting or checking my work along the way.
Yeah, lighting is not easy in most parking garages. So if you have electricity and or a battery operated light that you can put on the stand and just keep moving it around and keep inspecting, keep taking a look.
Yep. And I like to have like, I don't know, I rock the Scan Grip headlamp. I'm not sure that's the best out there just because I decided this in 2019. I don't know if it's the same in 2025, but I recently started mobile detailing again and I got myself a couple and I just like to have one charging and then one that I'm using and at least I can see what's in front of me. But yeah, something on a stand is great as well. I've done a lot of parking lot or parking garage mobile details in my day. Joseph Stakowski says T2 8/3 stack. So still 1 hour in between for the 8/3 stack?
1 to 8 hours.
Yeah.
1 hour minimum, 8 hours maximum. It used to be 2 to 8 hours. Now we've been able to speed it up with our instant bond technology.
Love it. Hopefully that's helpful, Joseph. Fu Katan says, are you planning type 2 of quick beads?
We have type 2s of everything. Some are already on type 3, some will be eventually type 4. We're always improving. So yes, quick beads, there is room for improvement. We're working on it.
Love it.
We listen to people. When people have a complaint, we actually listen to those more than this is great.
Well,
This
first
is great.
Ivan
It's
says
fun.
you're using too much, and then if
Yeah.
it happens enough, it's like, okay, we'll listen. No, okay. Edward Sue said, is it possible to scrub too hard with the interior towel?
Yes, it is. It's impossible to scrub too hard with any towel.
It's possible.
You can damage leathers, you can damage plastics, vinyls by scrubbing too hard. Less pressure you use, the happier the surface will be and the happier you will be.
100%. Great advice. Malachi23 says, have you ever thought about making your barrel brush 2 separate colors like the sponge so I can keep up with which side I've used? That's actually
You could
pretty good.
you could paint your handle. And normally you can tell which side you've used because as you pull it out, one side is black and the other side is clean.
Yeah, because it is a light colored bristle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea though. Just making it super simple. We're
Yep.
always thinking about things like that. Appreciate it, Malachi.
Now
Good
you
question.
could use some form of dye to dye your bristles. So if you have even food coloring for that matter, it would probably work. It won't last a long time, but food coloring, just soak half the brush in a little bowl of food coloring for a while and you should be good. It's not going to damage the Tampico fibers.
It's not going to come off when you're washing?
It will eventually, but
Okay.
put it on, let it dry completely. You should be fine. Or fabric dye.
Okay. Erroneous Pneumonia says, any thoughts on that Formula 1051 that's claimed to add on average 30 microns of protection and can have ceramic coating applied to it?
Haven't tried it, so I can't comment on it.
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
All right. Jorge keeps coming up with questions. This is so fun. Learning is fun. Beading versus sheeting ceramic coatings. Have you tested that kind of thing? I'll try to shut up now. I think Jorge
No,
set
no.
an answer record with 7 questions in the live chat. So
Oh, I think he's up to 8 or 9. But
eight,
anyways,
eight or okay, okay.
yeah, it could be, and that's fine. So every coating will bead and sheet. It just depends how much water you're putting on the surface. And beading and sheeting are both forms of hydrophobics. Now, if you want a hydrophilic coating, it's not going to be self-cleaning and is definitely not going to be, what you want out of a coating in terms of it rains and everything comes off the car. It's not going to do that. So beading and sheeting are actually the same thing. They're both hydrophobics. It just depends how much water you're applying to the surface.
All right. Good question, Jorge. And I know a lot of people have that question as well. Brython Austin says, "Hey guys, have you thought about making a liquid UV restorer for older vehicles that could be applied like a coating and say before application of one or something?"
Uh, all of our products are technically UV restorers, and they provide UV protection. And UV protection, what happens to paint is it oxidizes. It requires two things to do that. One is oxygen, and the other one is UV or IR radiation as well, heat. By blocking the oxygen by putting a sealant or a coating on, you've negated the drop in or the adverse effects of the UV because it takes two to tango and you've taken one away.
All right. There we have it, folks. Thank you, Brython. Next question. Craig Wallace says, "I have hydro glass installed. I've noticed after 5 months when the sun's shining on the glass, little spots show up. I've never had this before. Is this the hydro glass breaking down?"
Could be, especially if it's in the path of your wipers. And it could be just that your glass is contaminated. Take a tip from Nick, and next time you're washing your car, take your perforated synthetic decontamination towel or quad flow towel and just go over your windshield lightly.
I know it can be tempting after you've used hydro glass. You're like, I don't want to mess with it. I don't want to decon it. I don't want to add ceramic
Yeah.
gloss over it. I'm like, no, just treat it like a coated panel and decontaminate it as you'd like to, and add a
Yeah.
layer of ceramic gloss if you want to, or not. But don't be afraid to
Yeah. You
decon
don't
it.
need the ceramic gloss. Just the Rinseless wash or Incredible Suds Type 1 or Type 2 will work great as lubrication for the towel.
Okay, thank you, Craig. With the big bear avatar, Moises Chavez says, "Does plastic trim restore and protect? Paint the trim a deep black."
Yes, it does. It has black dye in it, and we have very aggressive wetting agents, meaning that it carries that dye as deep into the plastic as it can, and that is what makes it such a special product. And you're leaving a ceramic coating behind to protect it. So typically in our testing, a new part and a part restored with um plastic restore and protect will last the same amount of time before they start fading.
It's
Because
wild because
remember, your plastic was once new.
I have a 2015 Jeep, and the plastic was really, really nasty on it.
Yeah.
And plastic restore and protect. I mean, this Jeep looks insanely new. Like when I wash it, so I still put
Yeah.
a little tire lotion on there to really make it pop. But it's amazing looking at other Jeeps of that vintage and seeing how their plastic is broken down. So
Yeah.
if you haven't tried interior, or if you haven't tried plastic restore and protect, it's great on trim. John Rome
Yeah.
says, "New viewer here into car detailing. Have a question: microfiber towel or Rinseless wash sponges? Which is better?" That's a great question, John.
Great question. One we get a lot, and one I'm happy to answer. The sponges are much, much safer. When I started using rinseless washes in the 90s, people were using towels, they were using wash mitts, they were using brushes, and they were using grout sponges. Then there are different sponges that came along. Wasn't satisfied with any of them, so I went down the rabbit hole with Lake Country Manufacturing of designing a rinseless specific sponge. Went through many, many different iterations of sponge shape, all that, to end up with what was originally called the Big Red Sponge. And I developed that for my franchises at the time because we were 100% rinseless. We wanted a safe and efficient wash media. Towels, unfortunately, microfiber is great at picking up dirt. It is not great at releasing it. It holds onto it. And that is where the sponge excels because yes, it will take the dirt off the surface, but it will also release it in the bucket 100%.
Thanks, John. Hopefully that helps. Yeah, I used to be a microfiber guy until I haven't explained it that way. And I'm like, yeah, of course that's what microfiber does. And yeah, unless you want to use that 10 towel method, right? Where you use a fresh towel and then
But
discard it,
even
fresh
then,
towel, discard it. Yeah,
there's pressure points that happen with towels. There's all sorts of little negatives.
totally. Corey Plastina says, just checking. I would decon the windshield as the contaminants can bake into the glass faster than paint. Correct me if I'm wrong, please.
You are correct. So you're not wrong. Have fun.
Yeah, Corey knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He sure does. All right, next question. Samuel says, is the 1-year sealant still in development?
Yes, it is. We're not satisfied with it yet. So if we're not satisfied, you won't be either. But yes, it's still an R&D project.
Yesterday during our morning call, Ivan's like, I'm at a junkyard. I'm picking out some seats. We're testing, some new fabric products. It's like, this is just the way it all happens. You're always up to something, Ivan.
I got a pickup truck full of seats and mats and carpets. So yeah,
R&D in the flesh here. It's happening.
Yeah.
Jaco says, at what point should I remove asphalt during a decontamination before polishing? That's a good question, right? At the beginning, at the end,
so
with my decon towel, like.
Yeah, if you have tar, if you have a lot of tar that you can see on the surface after the contact wash, get the tar off. If it's just little specks, do your decontamination first with the towel, the iron remover, water spot remover, and they might just all be gone. And then if you have any left, use the tree sap remover. But like I said, if you can visibly see it and it's aggressive and it's big, do at least your foam rinse, and then you might want to take care of it. It really depends on how much is there and how it's going to be damaging it. So,
and Jaco says, his question on asphalt though, what is our recommended product for asphalt?
Our tree sap remover. The name I know is not exactly what it sounds like it is, but it removes tree sap, it removes adhesive, it removes rubber, it removes tar, things like that.
All right. I'm getting all this feedback that my mic is low. Is this changing anything? Oh, is that too
Now
loud?
Yeah.
Crazy? Okay, it was a knob. How's that sound, guys? Too much? Ivan's ears are... Okay, Dan, not the man. Would the ceramic coating affect transition on eyeglasses?
No, it doesn't. My glasses are transitions and it doesn't affect it at all.
Okay. That's good to know. NYCNY says, hi, different topic, but need to ask. I'm going to re-ceramic my coating with your new 5-year ceramic coating. I did purchase your app. I don't have a DA. Can I use a rotary to abrade it before the app?
No.
No? Why not?
No. You need the app. Oh, to abrade it before the app, yes, you can use a DA. But then to apply the app, you're going to need...
He doesn't have a DA, though.
You can use a rotary and use the DA. It's up to you. If you're using the rotary and the red pad, you're going to have to do a few more passes just to make sure. And then from there, go to the app and go from there.
Got it. That makes sense.
Yeah. But the app, you need 2 to 9 millimeter stroke, not the rotary.
Good info. Alejandro Marino says, hi, I use Rinseless on washing machine to wash towels. Or can you use Rinseless in the washing machine to wash towels?
You can. It's not really effective. Get some Renaissance. You'll be happy you did.
Are they back in stock at House of Rags for Renaissance?
I don't know.
I haven't checked there.
Jamie was here, so if he could answer that.
All right. Next question. Thank you, Alejandro. Oh, they have a Labor Day sale going on too. Well, buy from us first, but All right. What's the next question? Can you teach on cleaning leather seats using a polisher? That's from David Ajak.
Yeah. So, wool pad, low speed, a bit of rinseless wash or interior clean and protect, couple sprays on the pad, lightly go over the seat, wipe it up with a nice interior towel afterwards.
All right, next question.
No pressure.
We should sell Renaissance on our website, Ivan.
Once it's back in stock, we will.
Okay, because I'm looking for Renaissance on their website. I don't see it.
I think it's out of stock.
It might still be out of stock. That's how popular it is. So if you're wondering, stand by. This is not the most useful. I'll ask another question. Raws are in. What are we talking about, Corey?
I have no idea.
I don't know what that.
Oh, the raws. Yeah, I saw a post go by Jamie that the raws have arrived at the factory for Renaissance.
Yeah, because I'm on their website and they're out of stock on 16 ounce and gallon. So that's how we recommend it, and hopefully we'll have it on our website at some point. Infernal One says, I think Thor said another week or two before Renaissance is back in stock. Yeah, got it. My apologies on that. But anyway, check out DIYdetail.com. We have 30% off our ceramic coatings, which is insane. 20% off site-wide of everything in the entire website except for Incredible Suds Type 2, which is I know what we're celebrating today. Everything else. Incredible Suds Type 1, the Incredible Suds you've loved for 3 years, but you thought maybe it was a little too thick in the pouring. Yeah, it's on sale. So just Get yourself 20% off now. There might be
Yeah.
folks who are wanting Incredible Suds Type 1, and once it's gone, it's gone. So why not
Yeah.
get it now for a great deal?
Exactly. And also, speaking of Type 2s, we just found out that during our podcast here, the Type 2 3-year ceramic coating is now in.
Heck yeah. J Murph says, any recommendations on very pesky bug guts? I've used the foam, dwell, rinse, foam, sponge method. Doesn't always take all the bug guts off.
So once you get them off the next time, put some protection down. Ideally, a ceramic coating, if not, at least ceramic gloss or quick beads. But from there, if you have very aggressive bugs, depending on where you live in the country or the world, there are some very aggressive bugs. The sooner you get them off, the better it's going to be, the easier it's going to be. And that is a case that all clean, diluted 15-to-1, sprayed on the surface, let it dwell. Even if it dries, it's not going to do any damage. And then do your foaming, your rinsing, your foaming again, and wash. And
Yeah.
always end your wash with the front bumper. Let the chemicals dwell longer. So start foaming with the front bumper and end your wash with the front bumper.
I find myself using the Decon towel on the windshield, on the front hood, and the front bumper on a lot of cars. So if it doesn't come off with legacy sponge, I'll use the Decon towel.
Yeah, and Nick's Jeep is a great example. His front grille, those bugs are etched. Yeah. We polished it. We did everything. They're etched down to the primer in places. So get those bug guts off sooner than later.
We were going to plasti dip that front grill. I don't even think we ceramic coated it. And I still have the plasti dip, but I just haven't done it myself. I don't know.
Yeah.
Making it black would look different, but it might look cool. NYCNY.
The newer Jeeps are black, so.
There you go. Thank you. Last question. I do have a chip on my ceramic coating on my windshield. Does that mean I have to redo the whole windshield?
So you need to tell the technician that's going to be repairing your windshield that you have ceramic coating on it. They will be polishing for about an inch around that chip because they use I used to do windshield repair, so that was the basis of my franchise. Basically, they use what's called a pit filler, so it's a resin that will fill the actual piece of glass that's missing from the rock hitting it, and then they polish it to level it. So they will be polishing and removing your ceramic coating there. So you're best to lightly polish your window and redo the whole coating on the glass.
Which is not a big deal. It doesn't take long at all. It's kind of fun to polish your glass, actually. It's like, ooh, it's so bright. It makes my whole car look better.
Yeah.
It's kind of like shoes. If your shoes are clean, the whole fit looks better. If your wheels are dressed, and like wheels are cleaned, and if your glass is polished and like you put a protected product on there, it makes the whole car look better. All right. Mad Meave 2019 says, is it okay to use a synthetic chamois towel for drying?
If you like scratching your car, sure. If you don't want to scratch your car, get a good quality microfiber towel for drying.
That's a good point.
Yeah. The synthetic chamois are no better than the leather chamois. 60s, 70s, 80s, maybe up to the 90s, they were okay. When microfiber towels came out, game over.
David Ajax says, what towels will you recommend for people working in a regular car wash?
Okay.
Working or like just taking their car to the car wash and drying it after? I don't know what the question was.
No, but a lot of car washes, what they'll offer is, as you're coming out of the tunnel, they'll have someone there that their job is actually to upsell you on different services, which is great. But at the same time, they'll get the last little drips. They'll go around your mirror. They'll make sure you're satisfied. With that, a smaller towel is better. I've seen some car washes actually adopt our mini twist towel because it is so easy in the hand, dries quickly, and you're not drying the whole car there. You're just going after drips.
Makes sense. Yeah, I love the small towels just when you're drying. Just fit in your hand, have two, bada-bada-bum. Tim J says, I live in Texas. Dust is terrible, especially with all the construction around me. 13 days ago, very specific, I used ceramic gloss for the first time. Almost no dust after 13 days. Is it anti-static?
Yes, it is. That's one of its qualities. We build anti-static into a lot of products. Quick beads, ceramic gloss, the coatings, obviously, and interior clean and protect and interior ceramic. Because we know static is not fun. Dust isn't fun. So the more dust we can keep off your car, the happier you'll be, and also the easier it will be to clean in the future. So the better our products perform.
Yes.
Yeah, and rinseless. Thank you, Sam. Yeah.
Also anti-static. Dwayne Passy says, hey, what's up, Dwayne? I believe Utah here. With a 2002 oxidized windshield cowl that is ribbed, how do I effectively prep that complicated part for a restore and protect application?
With a brush and all clean, first of all, work it in there, give it time.
15 to
Then
1?
yeah, 15 to 1, all
Okay.
clean. If you're from the gallon, if you're using from the 16-ounce ball, it's already diluted. Spray it on, let it dwell, brush it. You might want to do it a second time. Then panel prep. Again, you might want to use a brush if it has all the little intricacies there. And then apply the restore and protect with just a little square of microfiber. You just want to take an old towel that you never want to use again, cut a little 2-inch by 2-inch square, spread it as far as you can, and then put one drop on the end of a brush. You might want to use an elastic band or a zip tie or tape to really squeeze in that brush so it becomes a very stiff brush. And then work it into those cracks, and you're trying to spread it as far as you can. The less you use, the happier you will be, the better the result will be.
That's great advice with the rubber band around it if your brush isn't stiff enough.
Yeah.
All right, we have over 200 people. I think we're going to go until what, 6 o'clock Eastern?
Yeah.
Another
Yeah.
14 minutes? Why not? Sonophil. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
How critical is it to have hail dents repaired before applying a ceramic coating?
If you're planning on repairing them in the future, have them repaired before the ceramic coating. If you're just going to leave them there, don't worry about it. The dents don't affect it. But a lot of PDR techs will lightly polish areas, and they'll be removing or damaging your ceramic coating in doing that.
That's a great to know.
And since we have 15 minutes left, if there's any questions we haven't gotten to, once again, please put them in the comments, not the chat, but the actual comments of the video. We'll be happy to go in and answer those questions.
Absolutely. And we do get video ideas from your questions. So it's like,
yes, we do.
We get things from it. You get things from it. And we respect your time and love the questions. So, yeah, thanks, Sonophil, for that question. Strogilos Pantagiotis says, how often should a microfiber towel be washed?
As often as you feel the need. For us, when we're doing, we batch film videos. So we go to Omaha and we work from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and we do a lot of videos there. The drying towels, they'll get used for 10 or 15 cars before they get washed. The interior towels, coating towels, they get used once. But, ceramic gloss, things like that, they get used once. But the drying towels, they get reused over and over and over again. We just hang them on. We actually hang them on the light stands, and they dry nicely there. And once one is dry, it gets back into rotation.
Just so you know, when we use these towels once, we don't say we only use them once. Like the coating towels, we'll put them in our wash bucket, soak them there, and then we'll wash them. So
yeah,
the surfactants start to break down the curing of the coating to the towel, and anyway,
they stop the curing.
Yes, you can use your level 1 coating towels and your plush buffing towel, which is now our Freebird 400. Just soak them in your bucket, then wash them, then use them on your next coating. We've done it so many times. I used to be like, no, I have to have a new towel for every coating job. And when I realized that they worked perfectly well, I changed my mind. So it's interesting to be an internet detailer in your own silo versus working with Ivan and learning the ways and seeing the happy customers and all the things. All right, Paul Woodstock says, any tips on cleaning the underside of a car? Don't have a pressure washer, power issues, and no lift. Driveway.
Right. Go to a car wash. Go to a touch-free car wash. Get the option for undercarriage cleaning. Do that, and then go home and rewash the outside because the touchless car wash doesn't really do a good job. But for the undercarriage, you'll be fine, and especially in the winter, you want to do that a little more often to get rid of that salt off of there. Yep.
Or you could blow all your money on a cordless pressure washer like I did. The Ego, which is actually super fun, and I'm not recommending it, but it's really fun. It's really fun to have, and I don't have access to a pressure washer because I don't have power or water, so I just have buckets that I fill with water, and then I feed it, and I use the Ego battery, and then I can pressure wash in Walmart parking lots, Paul. So just maybe on the dream list, but anything's possible with enough dreaming and hope. Larry Albany says, if I prep properly and polish with gold standard, should I always apply a wax or ceramic coating, or can we leave it polished only?
No, Larry, you need to apply some form of protection. Not ceramic gloss, sorry. Gold standard polish has no protection in it whatsoever. It is a pure abrasive polish. It's cleaning, it's abrading the paint, it is polishing it, it is not protecting it.
Ivan asked, I think it's fun, but I don't recommend it. Please explain. It's not that I don't recommend it. I just it's fine. It works good. I don't know. I don't have an official stance on it. I'm just not saying you need it. Yeah, Paul or
Yeah.
Ivan. Okay, Mad Meef 2019 says, "Why don't I ever see you get overspray when using your polish? I get it all the time. Am I using too much water on the pad? So you're using
Yeah.
the gold standard polishing system, but you're getting overspray. Okay,
Yeah. So if you're getting or sling is the term that most people call it, but overspray is a good term as well. If you're getting that, you're not spinning your pad out long enough, or your tool may not be spinning the pad out. So if you have a forced rotation polisher, unfortunately, that doesn't work really well with with spinning out the pad, because it doesn't spin. The centrifugal force isn't enough. The other thing, if you have a DA that has an interference plate on it, some of them do, same thing, it's going to prevent it from free spinning. You have to be able to free spin your backing plate with the machine off. See if you can, just hit it and the pad will continue spinning. If it does, great. If it doesn't, then that is not a polisher that is conducive to using a pad washer. Now, if you do have one of those polishers, you can still use a pad washer, but then take a nice, very absorbent towel, and when you take it out of the pad washer on a flat surface, just press down with the tool off, just to, get the towel to absorb the majority of the liquid out of the pad. Then one spray of the gold standard, not two, not three, one spray only, and you should never have any sling or overspray.
true facts, Ivan. Because when I first started with DIY, and
Yep.
I was here in Utah, and I was trying to use a pad washer with our gold standard polishing system. We didn't have polishes out yet, so I had another big name brand,
Yeah.
but it didn't free spin, and I couldn't get it to work. And I'm like, ah. So anyway, it's best if you just use our system because it all works the way we say. But there's ways to work around it, as Ivan said.
Yeah.
Cars with Keeve actually just mentioned that he thinks the Ego cordless pressure washers are the best, and if anyone knows it's Keeve, I just didn't want to recommend it and be like, go spend all this money, because it's a lot of money to invest in the Ego pressure washer system. They are quite nice. So, Strogilos Panagiotis says, can the dried up minerals from water on a towel be damaging the paint?
You shouldn't have, if you have that many minerals in your water, yeah, it could be damaging to the paint. At this point, you're overthinking slightly. Unless you have a TDS of 5,000, it's not a concern.
I love the overthinking. We all do it. So
Yeah.
it's not like you're a bad person. You're just a detailer.
No.
That's what we do. We overthink it. David Ajax says, can I polish under the sun? Great question.
Yes,
David.
you can polish in direct sunlight. Gold standard polish is open to that. Same thing with the app. But gold standard polish, yes. And I purposely, on my own truck, polished it in the morning, left it in the sun until late in the afternoon, and it still wiped off beautifully.
There's just that whole thing called common sense. If you're on black
Yes.
paint and it feels like you could fry an egg on it, is this a panel that I should be polishing right now? And just use your common sense there.
Yeah.
But you get to decide that because you have the conditions and you have a brain. Okay, Carlos Colley says, what's one detailing habit or technique you recommend every DIYer should master that will give them the biggest results?
Decontamination.
Really?
So, yeah. So once in a while, decontaminate your paint. And one of my favorite things, and this was the best selling package we had in my detail shops, 26 detail shops. This was by far our biggest moneymaker, and the one that got the most customer satisfaction. That was the wash clay seal.
Can I tell you mine? And I love the wash clay seal. It's having your setup at home be doable and fun. Otherwise, you're never going to wash your dang car.
Right.
So if you're the person who doesn't need fun and you're like so disciplined, and you don't even worry about that. But for me, things need to be fun sometimes for me to do them. If like washing my car is not a necessary thing, like feeding my kids is necessary. I'm not going to not do that even if it's not fun.
Right.
But it's like, if washing your car is fun, and if you have everything set up so that it's efficient and easy to do for your home, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, if they do it more often, Ivan, it will give them the biggest results. So if it's fun and organized, and that's taken me a while, I'm still on the journey, but like getting that Ego pressure washer turned me into the apartment dweller who just can't really wash my car because I don't have the right stuff. Now I have the stuff, no more excuses. I'm washing my car more often, right? So it's like, if you invest a little bit in it and it's fun for you and you're efficient and you're going to do it more, that's going to give your car, a lot of good results.
Yeah. And basically, as Nick said, being organized. So when you're done washing or detailing your car, put everything away and get it ready for the next time. So the next time you're not spending 15, 20 minutes setting up. It's open the garage door or open the door or, park the car and go. You're ready to go. That makes it a lot more fun, a lot more easy. It's better to put that time in the back end, putting things away, than it is in the front end, because you're out there, you want to wash the car. It's going to take me 15, 20 minutes to do it. And then, forget about it. The more often you wash it, the better prepared you are, the easier it's going to be. And the more fun it's going to be.
Yeah. I think fun's an important part of the equation.
It is.
This is washing our car. This is not saving the world. Like, it should be fun. If it's fun, you'll do it more. Full stop. Full stop. All right. Alejandro Marino says, put some ceramic gloss for under the car for winter protection.
Quick beads. So the undercarriage cleaners, you can put quick beads in them too, and foam on quick beads and then rinse it off. That's going to help. Now, if you're really in the salt belt, please just go get some proper undercoating or oil sprayed or lanolin-based products. They all work. They do the job. Do that. That's going to give you much better protection than a ceramic or something like that. If it's just, you're not really in the salt belt, you just want to protect it. Good cleaning or quick beads afterwards, and you're done.
Makes sense. Sheepstar says, do you recommend using a waterless wash as a drying aid? Would it be slicker, safer than rinseless or ceramic gloss?
You can use it. It's actually not going to be slicker because you're going to be using in a lower quantity at that point than you would for washing, I would hope, or else you might as well just use the waterless wash. But you can use a waterless wash. Some of them do good. Our waterless wash is a great drying aid because of the way it's designed. Some of them, maybe not. But if you're washing with a rinseless, you don't really need to use a drying aid anyways. But if you want to, and ours leaves a little ceramic protection behind, don't expect it to last months. More like days, or if you're lucky, weeks. Bless you. Yeah.
All right. Good question, Sheep. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
And a couple more questions we have time for. Ivan Case says, any recommendations how to decon the glass on the inside?
Very good question. So decontaminating the glass on the inside, there's a couple things you can do. One, if your windows are factory tinted, so not a film that's been applied, but factory tint, you can actually use an abrasive pad. The melamine pads, or what's the brand name?
Oh, Magic Eraser is, I think, the one you'll see.
Yeah, Magic Eraser. So you can use a Magic Eraser with some rinseless wash or Interior Clean Protect to clean your glass on the inside, and then re-clean it afterwards. But that works great for quote unquote decontaminating your glass. You actually can use the quad fold towel on the inside. It's just you have to have it a little damp. So maybe put a drying towel on the dash before doing that, and do your windshield, side windows, same thing. Have the decontamination towel in one hand and have your drying or some form of towel to wipe off the mess as you go in the other hand.
So that actually will shave stuff off as well, like a Magic
just
Eraser?
Like it does on the outside. Yeah.
Yeah. I never used a clay bar on interior glass. I never tried anything like that. So it's good to know it's an option. But yeah, having the towel on the dash is a great idea. What's your opinion for car covers, especially from sun protection?
If you want to scratch your car, they're great. If you're in a garage that the cover is not going to move, you wash the car before putting the cover on. Because if there's grit on the car, you're going to be pulling that cover off and on. That grit will get embedded into the cover, and then it's just a never-ending circle. It's like the California car scratcher. Same thing. The dirtier it gets, the better it works. That's a lie. But anyways, it's strictly marketing on their part. Your cover is going to get dirtier every time you put the cover on the car if you don't wash the car every time.
Wow. So it's quite the cycle there. Cars with Keith says, does Type 2 Incredible Suds have wetting agents that allow it to dwell longer without drying?
So Type 1 had wetting agents. Type 2, the changes of surfactants and wetting agents are very close to each other. So yes, we have better wetting ability in this one.
And again, just some of the things that, we like to mention to folks. Better cleaning ability with Type 2.
Yep.
We've improved, I believe, one of the surfactants. It's a thinner formula. It's easier to rinse off. I mean, it's just you got to get it in your hands, because that was the one complaint we had. Is it just too thick? And that issue in the pouring has been resolved.
Okay, so last question.
All right, last question. David Ajax says, what are the best solutions you will recommend for cleaning interiors if you need a fast job?
A rinseless dampened towel in one hand, a dry towel in the other. That is the fastest way to do it. If not, Interior Clean and Protect, spray some on one towel. Again, dry towel on the other hand, go over the surface while it's still wet, dry it off. You're good to go.
Rinseless wash, damp, and towel. An amazing
Yep.
way to clean interiors. Don't knock it till you try it, folks. It
Yep.
might just change your world. Folks, what a day. 2 hours strong. We still have more than 200 people. Can you believe it,
Yep.
Ivan?
And thank you all for participating, for asking your questions. Again, if we didn't get to your question or if you have more questions, put them in the comments below. We'll happily answer. And one of the friends of the channel, one of our former DIY tubers, I just noticed, I got a notification that just popped up. He just started a premiere on using a quiver foam cannon. So you might want to go over and check out the Ben and Beta channel and continue the chat there. And thank
With
you very
that,
much.
we'll end the stream. Thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend.